Guys, firstly, can you hear me? I need to know if you can hear me. Secondly, you're going to have to be a bit patient with me today just because we are doing things a bit different, as you can see with what we're doing. The reason why we're doing it different is because we're going via StreamYard, number one. And number two, because I'm going via StreamYard, I had to do this with a digital camera and I had to do it with the mic as opposed to what I normally do with my phone. So you can hear me, which is good. Good, you can hear me. Second thing, what we're going to do as well is going to get you guys involved. Obviously, what StreamYard allows you to do is me send out a link, then you guys can get involved as well. So look, a couple of different things, just to try and do something a little different, right? That's all it is. So bear with me if technically it's not all rosy yet. It will get there. The lighting is a bit fucked up as well, but again, bear with me. Remember, we're going via a digital camera as opposed to what we normally do, which is my phone. So we're not doing a phone today, we're going by a proper camera. But yeah, the drink is here as well. Let me quickly say hello to a few of you in the chat. Don't forget, guys, smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you so much to everyone as well that jumped on the live stream yesterday. Really appreciate it, man. 79,000 people passed through. Madness. So thank you very much. All right. Amaze is in the building. AM says, Addy, you're an idiot. That's not nice. That is not nice. St. Pierre, Addy the GOAT. Christopher Klaus in the building. Good evening, Addy. Did you get some sleep? I certainly did not get some sleep. I'm still tired. Big Matthews, Canelo with one lucky punch. Not having it. Not having it. All right, let's this one. Let's show this. Look at this. Boxing Emperor. Come on, Addy. This nonsense about Canelo being unbeatable is bollocks. Golovkin beat him twice. Lara beat him. Floyd whooped him. Don't buy into the promo bullshit. We'll talk about that in a minute. What I will say, though, to Boxing Emperor is that Lara beat him, I think, close fight. But if Lara did beat him, that was, what, 5-6 years ago. Floyd, same time. Golovkin, that's Golovkin. There isn't a Golovkin around right now. So he's unbeatable right now. 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, we're not talking about. Let's not do that. Let's talk about right now. And right now, he's a scary proposition. We are going to talk about everything regarding the fight, by the way. So whether or not Billy Joe Saunders quit, doesn't matter that he quit. The stick that he's got for quitting, just because obviously he gave Daniel Dubois a lot of stick when Daniel Dubois went down on one knee against Joe Joyce. Billy Joe Saunders, and look, you've all seen the video now, but Billy Joe Saunders was saying things like, you have to, you're going to have to kill me type thing. I'm going out on a stretcher, that kind of talk. That wasn't his exact words, but those were the kind of things he was saying. And now all of a sudden, karma will bite you in the ass big time. Look, I've watched that fight back now twice. And I will say this. I don't think Canelo gets out of first gear. I'm being brutally honest with you. I don't think Canelo has got out of first gear. And look, going into at the end of the 8th, whether you had it 4 apiece or 5-3, I don't know what I had. I don't know if I had it 5-3 or 4 apiece. I still think Canelo is just about to go into that tool bag and bring out tools that Billy Joe Saunders hasn't seen before. That's what I think was going to happen. I think he looked comfortable. I think Billy Joe Saunders wasn't able to dent him. And he was like, if you can't dent me, then this is going to be an easy night's work. Honestly, and look, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I didn't see Canelo get out of first gear. And the reason I know Canelo didn't get out of first gear is because I've seen Canelo in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear. I saw him in 5th gear against GGG twice. So I know what a Canelo in 5th gear looks like. And that wasn't last night or the early hours of this morning. So for me, I'm just saying, although the fight might have been close up until that point, Canelo was just about to go through the gears. And I think it would have just been a matter of time. And it was just a matter of time. What's this one? Cy H says, the real winner last night was Caleb Plant. He can name his price now for the fighters. Canelo is desperate to become undisputed. Plant will be laughing to the bank. Not really. I don't think Canelo is desperate to become undisputed. He wants it, of course, but if Caleb Plant gets silly, he will fight someone else. I mean, there are loads of people out there between 160 and 168. He's not as desperate for the belt as you think, but I understand what you mean, but he's not as desperate as you think. Yusuf Cilia says, good to see you, Ade. I'll just repeat what I said on December. No one beats Canelo right now. He'll be undisputed like Thanos. He is inevitable. You know, the funny thing is about that inevitable thing you say, yeah? Watching the fight yesterday, and I was commentating on it. You guys heard me. I was like, it's inevitable. Like, it almost felt like it was a matter of when, not if, Canelo gets to Billy Joe Saunders. Like Billy Joe Saunders for the first couple of rounds, and I thought he started slow, but for the first couple of rounds, I thought I thought he was able to kind of move away from the ropes, and when he got on the ropes, he was able to quickly pivot either left or right to get out of the pocket. From rounds like 5, 6, Canelo was able to get him on the ropes and smash him to the body a couple of times, and Billy Joe's legs started to slow down. They started to slow down. Yes, he landed a couple of jabs and a nice couple of lefts, but it was inevitable. Like, again, go and watch the fight again. It's difficult when you watch it first time around because the emotions are running through you. Go and watch it again and you'll see that it was just inevitable that Canelo was going to stop him. It was inevitable. And we're going to get to the broken orbital bone in a bit. We will, trust me. Christopher Klaus, good evening, Ade. Did you get some sleep in? I only slept like 4 hours, but it's okay. We run on adrenaline. Big Matthews, Canelo with one lucky punch. Stop it. Stop it. You know what? I love StreamYard for the fact that I can actually put the comments on the video. I love it. It's really good, isn't it? So you guys can exactly see what I'm reading. Let's have a look. Makada Biara says, Billy Joe Saunders gave a really good account of himself. The injury was unfortunate. The official scorecards are a disgrace. I have a bad feeling, Ade, this will be the last we see of Billy Joe Saunders. Love the channel, Ade Crown. Thank you very much, my man. He gave look, I wanted a bit more from Billy Joe Saunders, I'm honest with you. He did give a good account of himself. And look, as I was scoring it, I was giving some rounds to Billy, but in my head, I was thinking he ain't winning that. Like, he's not doing enough to win it. Like, I'm a Brit, so I was probably being a bit biased to him. Like, oh, Billy might have nicked that. But there was never any stage in that fight where I felt like, oh, Canelo's in a bit of trouble here. Like, there was nothing. Right? And the rounds that Canelo got were like obvious Canelo rounds. The rounds that Billy Joe Saunders got, I was like, did Billy win that? Wasn't sure. So, I don't know, man. One thing I will say is I'm with you about we might not see Billy Joe Saunders again. We might not. We might not. It might be very much like a Prince Nassim Hamed thing. And I spoke about this yesterday. He might be a bit like Prince Nassim Hamed, where that's it, right? You get beat on the biggest stage of all. Prince Nassim Hamed did come back for one more, and then that's it, retired at 29. Billy Joe might 8 rounds. Again, he might be right. Having watched it again, I can understand how he would score at 6-2 to Canelo. I just felt like I thought that Billy Joe Saunders was a lot more active. I actually thought Canelo started slow. Canelo definitely landed the bigger punches, but Billy Joe was landing. Again, go and watch it. Billy Joe did land himself. His jab was good. His movement was good. He landed a couple of stiff punches as well, but it's difficult to argue with you, my man. Very difficult. All right, guys, what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to put the invite in the comment section. If you do want to come on, and I'm happy for any of you to come on. Honestly, I really am. Thank you so much for all being in the live. Make sure that your video's on. What I don't want is just no video and sound. I don't want that. So if you do want to come on, I am going to put the link there. Again, please, if you're coming on, no bad language. Just have fun like we do. You know what it's like here. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm going to put the link in there now. 2 secs. So there's the link. Again, we'll try and get a few of you on. I don't know if you guys saw the interview of Seconds Out and Mark Tibbs. So Radio Raheem was interviewing him, and Radio basically asked what was going on in the end, like why did it stop? And Mark Tibbs was almost, he kind of paused for a little while, like he was thinking about his answer, and he was basically trying to say that he looked at Billy Joe and he got nothing back, and that's why he stopped it. So he looked at Billy Joe, was like, do you want to continue? Are you okay? And he got nothing back. He didn't get the response he wanted, was I think his words. And that's why the fight was pulled. Now, Billy Joe is getting no love, and understandably so, from the Americans, because the Americans think that he's acted like a dickhead for the last couple of weeks. The Americans are not happy with how he's been talking at all. So the Americans are like, well, fuck him, basically. So he's getting a lot of stick. And they're also finding the video clip of him telling Dubois that, you know, Dubois shouldn't have quit either. So Billy Joe's getting no love whatsoever in America. All right, there's a couple of you in. Let's welcome in. Let me see if I can get Jakey boy.
Hey mate, you all right? How are you?
Not bad, brother. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just saying in the comment before. To get that many views at 4 o'clock in the mornings, insane. So no, well
crazy,
done for
right?
that.
Thank you for following and watching as well, Jake. Really appreciate it. This is good, isn't
excellent.
it? This is good that I can get
this is really
you
good.
guys on and do this. I appreciate this. This is much better.
Yeah, this is excellent. This will be really popular with everyone, I think.
Yeah. What did you make of it last night?
I thought it was good. If I'm really being honest, I kind of thought Canelo looked more dominant against Callum Smith. Now, I don't know if that was because Billy Joe Saunders is a little bit on another level, or because, again, Billy Joe Saunders did better. But no, I thought overall it was good for Canelo. And I don't think he should have bet on his gum shield, as you were saying before. And that he should have, maybe it was possibly good that he did stop the fight. But then again, as you said yesterday, you can't be coming up with stuff like that and then do the opposite of what you've said.
That's the problem, right? I mean, look, I thought he looked good as well. And I think Canelo definitely looks a bit more dominant against Callum Smith. But Billy Joe Saunders, I think, is a better boxer than Callum Smith. But the problem I think Billy Joe has now is that because he was saying prior to the fight, you know, you're going to have to carry me out of there. You know, he's pumping his chest. I'm a gypsy. I'm stronger. You're not going to beat me like that.
Yeah.
And then, really and truly, let's be honest, he said no more on the stool. I know I don't want to use the Q word, but that's what happened.
No, I completely agree. But then, like it says, you know, I mean, he's probably made over 10 million. It's probably made over 10 million pounds. He's probably had probably 5 times as what he's been paid compared to David Lemieux or anyone. Fact. So I mean, even if he does go and retire, then is he going to be too disappointed? But like you said, where does he go from now? No one's going to give him a title fight because they know he's going to be a threat, and he's just going to have to make his way through the rankings. So where's he going to go? Like
the only good thing for him, Jake, is that he is signed to Matchroom still. I think there's one more fight on the deal. And if you're right now, I mean, Eddie Hearn clearly is the biggest boxing promoter on the planet, and Eddie can get him some fights, whether it be Demetrius Andrade, who's got a title coming up at 168, maybe something like that, anything. So there are options out there, but I don't know. I don't think we saw Billy Joe again in the ring. I think that's it for Billy Joe. I really do.
Hopefully not. Before you go, do you mind if I ask a quick thing? So did you see the thing in the press conference when Demetrius Andrade was obviously having a go at Canelo, and then he says, he went, who have you fought? And Canelo started laughing, and he's like, who have I fought? And it was
I could not believe it. For those of you that don't know what Jake is talking about, so basically, Canelo and Demetrius Andrade are going back and forth, and Canelo says to Demetrius Andrade, you fought nobody. And Demetrius Andrade says, who have you fought? To Canelo. And Canelo's like, who have I fought? Like, absolutely ridiculous. Demetrius Andrade is going to not get that fight. He's never going to get that fight with Canelo. And I think he needs to do a bit more to deserve the fight as well, if I'm honest with you. Quickly, just before you go, Jake, who do you think Canelo should fight next?
I think it's difficult because I've been having to think about this. Obviously, you kind of feel he's got to do the plant fight because obviously he's done Callum Smith, he's collected the belt off Billy Joe Saunders. So, it'd feel like it was a waste of time. Yeah. I think after that, yes, people are saying possibly could he go to light heavyweight? And obviously there is some monsters, but then after seeing the Bivol fight against Richards last week, possibly could Canelo sit there and possibly mix it in with some of the guys at lightweight? But I think it's a difficult one. But I mean, hasn't he said that he wants to continue for another 7 years? So I mean, so he's got to find some sort of threat, and he's got to maybe go for another challenge if he wants to go on for that longer.
Yeah, the good thing for him is that there's a lot of guys, even young guys now, 154 pounds, that eventually in a couple of years will be at 168, 160. I still think his frame is built for 160, but we will see. Jake, my man, top man, much appreciated.
No problem. Thank you, Eddie. Bye.
Cheers. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice to get some of you in? Really appreciate that. I like it. Let me quickly read a couple of comments. We've got loads of you guys behind the scenes wanting to jump in, and we will get as many of you in as possible. What we got here? What's this one here from Ibrahim says, let Canelo fight Benavidez, will be a good fight. Benavidez right now ain't got no belt. He's not going to fight him yet because there's no belt, but I definitely think it's an option for him. But we will see. All right, let's see who we can get here. Let's get Samso in the building.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Tired.
Yeah.
Because
Did you snap? Did you watch my stream? Be honest.
yeah, I was there.
My
I was the
man.
guy that was telling you that I was I was a fan since the Triple G Canelo won.
Oh shit.
Days.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man.
Okay. Really appreciate it, brother. Really appreciate it. What did you make of the
Now,
fight?
here we are.
And look, here we are, right? Here we are. What did you make of it?
Man, do you know what? It's bittersweet because I looked forward to this fight for so long. Ever since that Triple G Canelo's second fight,
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be the toughest fight for Canelo. Since then, I wanted Billy Joe to fight him, and he gave a good account of himself. But yes, you know, literally like how you said, some of those rounds that were very close, you could give it to Canelo. I gave him to Saunders, some of them, and then the ones that Saunders won, Canelo won, they were very clear.
Yeah, very clear. That's the difference, right?
That's the crazy thing, man. I mean, it's
I almost felt, Sam, so sorry to interrupt you, bro. I almost felt like Billy Joe was already in gear 4, gear 5. Like, I felt he was doing a lot of work just to keep Canelo off him, like a lot of thinking in order to like get off the ropes and take the center of the ring. I honestly, watching back again, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, and I said it at the start, I think Canelo's still in gear 1, maybe gear 2.
Yeah, and you know the crazy thing is, like you could see his facial expressions change. Saunders is when he first initially gets backed up into a corner, and then he gets to the Canelo is so like the one thing I missed when I first watched the fight was the parrying that he was doing.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
You know, the constant half steps back, creating this delusion that Billy Joe Saunders can land, and then he hits him with the uppercut. That's how we got him in the end as well. Yeah,
it's absolutely mental the way in which he fights. His brain, I think, works so quick. Like, we don't appreciate like his boxing IQ as much as I think we should. Everyone says things like, "Okay, he's strong and he can go to the body," and people look at the resume. His boxing IQ now for a guy that's 30, 31 is through the roof, and he can handle the crowd. Like, big occasions mean nothing to him. 70,000 might have meant something to Billy Joe Saunders yesterday. For Canelo, I mean, this guy's fought in big fights now for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that was used as a criticism for Canelo for this fight, initially that's what I was thinking as well, is that, you know, in fights like Lara, when he was flat-footed, he's improved so much that, you know, all of these half steps that he's doing and the constant pressuring, and he's like, I think he's unstoppable. I mean, if he's dispatched Saunders like that, I don't think Caleb plants any challenge to him.
I've said this as well, and and I might get some stick. He will body them all. Like, literally, people talk about Caleb Plant. I watched Caleb Plant against Truex. He's gonna body Caleb Plant. Like, there's no chance. And I like Caleb, but there's no way he doesn't body him. He bodies Caleb. So look, it's going to be difficult. Right now, I think he's almost unbeatable, and I really do mean that. I think he's unbeatable. But we'll see. We'll see. Brother, thank you so much for watching the live. Thank you for getting on, man. Honestly, this is crazy. I've never done this before.
No,
this is crazy. I love it. This is the new thing, right?
Do this more, man.
This is the new thing. Get
how
everyone
else am I
on.
gonna get famous?
Honestly, if you've got anyone out there that's got a boxing channel, this is the time to jump on now and promote your shit. But Sam, so much appreciated, brother.
In the back, right there.
You know, I'm loving the Wu-Tang hat. That's what I'm loving.
Oh yeah.
All right, bro. See you in a bit. Yeah, guys. This is it, right? This is the new way of doing things. I think to get you guys involved on a Sunday evening, I'm liking that. I'm liking it at all. I can see Christopher Klaus in the back. Christopher, we're coming, brother. I'm coming to you, Christopher. Don't worry. I see you. I see you. Right, let's get Matt on. Matt, what's good, brother?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Talk to me, my man. Talk to me, Matt. What do you think? What did you talk to me about last night?
Do you know what? One thing that, especially going back and watching it again, the foot speed, the difference with Billy Joe, 160 compared to 168, it's night and day.
Yeah.
I don't think even a 160 Billy Joe is beating Canelo, but when you look at it and you look at sort of the foot speed and the movement, he just looks so much slower. I think a 160 Billy Joe would see it to points, but 168 it didn't stand a chance.
Did he?
No.
I just felt, again, you look back at it, and I just think Canelo, not that he's giving rounds away, because I don't think fighters like to give rounds away, but it's almost like he's playing possum a little bit, setting traps that we're not seeing. Like that one where Billy Joe kept on putting his arms down and eventually got the uppercut. He kept setting that trap. Watching it back again, he was looking for that all the time. I think his boxing IQ now is through the roof. And you get that when you fight a Golovkin, a Floyd, a Lara, you know, a Danny Jacobs. You get that. You don't get that from fighting, no disrespect, Martin Murray, Adamu, David Lemieux. You don't get that.
I mean, I was watching some of the interviews in IFL today, and as what has rightly been pointed out quite a few times, is, I mean, how do you spar for Canelo? I mean, we're talking all-time greats here. We're talking some of the examples. We're talking, you know, Hagler, Hearns, maybe not that level, but where are you finding elite sparring? He's not doing sparring that's as good as Canelo.
It's a good shout.
So
good shout.
How can you prepare for that when you are literally stepping in a ring with someone better than you've ever even trained with, let alone fought?
Yeah, and also let's not forget as well, and look, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but obviously he's with Mark Tibbs. I know he's switched trainers a lot, does Billy Joe? Let's be honest. He's done that a few times. I mean, Canelo's now has been with Reynoso now for a long time. That's a solid camp. Andy Ruiz in the camp, Oscar Valdez in the camp, Martinez in the camp, Ryan Garcia in the camp. It's a camp of winners. You know what I mean? Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly. I mean, the people he's surrounded with, as you should say, I mean, Eddie Reynoso now has probably the best stable, probably the best trainer in the world at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So he couldn't be better prepared. It's not even close. No, there is a gap. So you're sort of left thinking, on the balance of probability, yes, he's probably going to be the best person to push him. Maybe Andrade, but I don't know. Unless he goes up to light heavy, I think it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Any weights, anyone moving up middle, anyone moving at 168, no one's beating
100%. I mean, look, I like Andrade, but we all watched Andrade versus Liam Williams. I mean, Williams caused him a couple of problems towards the end of that fight, and I think if Williams is causing you problems, I mean, Canelo's going to run through you. Look what he's done to two unbeaten British super middles. I mean, Callum Smith was the ring recognized number one at 168 pounds. Did I think he was that guy? No, but the ring had him as the number one at 168 pounds. Billy Joe Saunders was an unbeaten 2-weight world champion. He dispatched both of them just like that.
Yeah, and do you know what? I mean, the one thing I will say for Billy Joe, at least he went in and gave it a go. I mean, Billy Joe could have done what Callum Smith did, just be very negative and look to survive and take a moral victory, which is what he did. Yes, at the end of the day, he saw the 12 rounds out. But to be completely honest with you, Billy Joe, at least he gave it a go. At least he dug in and had a go. But as you're saying, there's no one who can challenge Canelo at the moment. Unless he fights a Bivol or Beterbiev, I think they're probably the only two remotely sort of competitive fights in and around his weight divisions at the moment.
And that's why it's an all-time great. Just before you go, Matt, what next for Billy Joe? Do you think that's it? Or do you think he does come back and maybe fight some of the Brits, Eubank Jr., Callum Smith?
What's the appeal? I think he's just got, they're talking £9.5 million.
Yeah.
$9.5 million thereabouts. So that's what, £8 million?
Yeah.
Why go and fight Chris Eubank Jr. for $1.5 million? And if you lose that, you can't show your face in the UK again.
That's the scary thing, right? You're right. I mean, and it will be, you're right. That's kind of the pay packet. It will be like 1.5. I mean, why go from 70,000 mentally? How'd you get up from fighting Canelo in front of 73? What was it, 71,000 something?
73,500, yeah.
That's crazy to fight in front of the O2 Arena, 15,000, 20. It's going to be difficult mentally to get himself up for it. Matt, you've been away for too long. We ain't spoke for ages.
No,
you got my number. Give me a shout, Matt. You got my number. Give me a shout.
All right, mate. Will do. You look after yourself.
Take care, brother.
Take care. Bye.
See ya. Christopher, I know you've been waiting for a long time. Let's get you into the stream. Christopher Klaus in the building. What's good, my brother? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very fine. How are you?
Not bad at all, brother. Not bad at all. Talk to me. Last night.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the fight. I think Billy Joe gave it his all. I think maybe he could have done a little bit more. But yeah, I think he got gassed because of the body shots he took.
Yeah, I think people are not speaking about that. His legs definitely slowed down sort of round 6 and 7 in terms of his movement, which is why he was there in range for the uppercut. What did you make of the stoppage? Like, a lot of people are saying he quit. A lot of people are saying it made sense.
No. If the injury is as bad as they say, complete the stoppage was all right. Because they can slack him now because he dissed Dubois. But if you're in that situation yourself, then I think the coach made the right decision.
You know what the funny thing is, though, Christopher, is that, and look, I'm with you. For me, an injury like that, you've got to stop the fight. But I have seen fighters continue. I mean, I've been watching boxing for many years. I've seen fighters continue with broken orbital bones. Do I think they should? No. But when you're Billy Joe Saunders and you talk a lot about, you know, going out on my shield, you have to carry me out. I've gypsy power, gypsy strength. It doesn't look good when you stop.
Cheap.
Talk is
Talk
cheap.
is cheap.
Talk is very, very cheap.
If you're in that situation, and then it's hard to decide. But I think he really did good. I think he did better than a lot of people expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't have the speed in the like in the Lemieux fight.
Agreed.
I think he was too heavy for that.
I'd love to know what he came into the ring. I think he came into the ring close to 180 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's just too heavy.
Too loaded up.
Yeah, far too heavy. What about Canelo, Christopher? What about Canelo?
Unbeatable. At this moment, I don't think anyone can beat him now. Even at light heavyweight, I don't think people can beat him.
I honestly think he's now fired on all cylinders. And I know people like to talk about the close fights with GGG and Floyd and Lara. That's GGG, Floyd and Lara. Those are good fighters. And I think he's learned from every single one of them.
Yeah, but people say now, he was beaten by Floyd, but it's so long ago. He learned so much.
Yeah.
So much years has gone by. He's now in his prime. And I don't think anybody can beat him now. Not Plant, not Andrade, nobody.
Yeah. What about Charlo? No. What about Charlo at 160? No. Agreed. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you, by the way. I don't think anyone of those guys can beat him. The way that he is embarrassing unbeaten fighters, and the way in which he gets rid of B-level fighters as well. Like the way in which he just destroyed Abney, yielded him quick. Like, I just can't keep up with this. It's too much. I think he's firing on all cylinders.
But Yildirim was not a challenge.
No, not
I
at all.
think he was overrated. Not overrated. He was just like a warm-up fight.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. He's active. You know, that was his third fight in 5 months. Yeah. Everyone else, Callum Smith, yielded him Billy Joe Saunders, right? Everyone else is, one fight every 8-9 months. He's active, stays in shape. I think he's a beast. I think he's a beast, and Caleb Plant will get exactly the same treatment come September.
I think Eubank Jr. was a little bit of an can I curse here? A little bit of an asshole. With that.
You can definitely curse on this channel.
Yeah, but I think he was a little bit of an asshole because he never fought against a guy like Canelo. He doesn't know how it is to be with such a great fighter in the ring, with such an audience, and then to
I saw that he was laughing. Right? I mean, I saw the video.
It's your countryman.
I didn't like it. I'm actually speaking to Eubank Jr. tomorrow. And I didn't like it, and I'm going to ask him about that as well, because with all due respect, you fought Marcus Morrison in front of no one a couple of weeks ago, and you had problems with Marcus Morrison, and Billy Joe Saunders just fought Canelo in front of 73,000. I mean, come on, there's levels to this.
Yeah, you can also say you lost to George Gross with a busted shoulder.
No, it's true, and he lost to Billy Joe Saunders, so it's ridiculous that he would laugh. Quick one, Christopher. If not Caleb Plant, if not Benavidez, are you thinking Baturbia of 175?
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's how good Canelo is. That's how good he is. Christopher, my man, much appreciated, brother. Yeah. Honestly, thanks for coming on. I'm liking this. Guys, I have to admit, I'm liking this. Jake, don't worry, I'll see you, Jake. You're coming on in a minute. Guys, I'm liking this, getting you guys on. Really am. What's this? What's the question? Is this? Kyle Burrow says, hi, Addy. I was wondering what's going to happen when you move the show to a studio. Will we get less videos because of the travel time to and from the studio, or will we have more lengthy vid? I think we're going to have more lengthy vids, guys. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. If I'm paying for a bloody studio, I want to use the bloody studio. But we'll see what happens. I am going to view one tomorrow after work. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to kind of show you the stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, that's the plan, to do more videos. What's G-Man saying? G-Man Boxing, loving the panel, bro. You know, it was G-Man that actually gave me the idea to do this. So big respect to G-Man for actually telling me to do this. Who's this one? Leo Mac 1 says, if Eubank Jr. lost, Billy Joe Saunders would take the mic. It's boxing and a rivalry. I'm cool with him laughing. Yeah, I get that. I get that indeed. All right. Who's in the stream waiting? Jake.
Hi.
Yes, Jake, my man. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
You know Billy Joe Saunders?
Yes.
I think people are disrespecting him.
Why, Jake? Why do you think that?
because yes, he didn't perform great.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't perform great, but I still think people are being harsh on him.
Okay, what about the fact, Jake, that he was a bit harsh on Daniel Dubois when Daniel Dubois took a knee against Joe Joyce and he started critiquing and criticizing Dubois?
Yeah, true.
It is a bit true, isn't it?
I just think, where does Billy Joe go from here?
What do you think? Do you think he fights again, or do you think maybe
No, I think
he fights?
I think he's gone now.
You think he's gone? Yeah.
Yeah, because if you see his eye socket, that will take almost. Because I'm at hospital pretty much every other week. So because I've got a cerebral palsy. So
yeah,
I know it has nothing to do with that, but I just think it will take like a year and a half to heal.
Maybe so, right? I mean, Kell Brook had the same injury, and it took Kell Brook a long time to come back from the Golovkin fight and the Errol Spence fight, right? And you look at Kell Brook now, and he's not the same as well. So it's a good point you make. Honestly, it's a good point you make. I don't think we will see Billy Joe Saunders again. What about Canelo? Who do you think Canelo should fight next, Jake?
I think he should fight Caleb Plant, and then he'll beat him, and then I see him going up another division maybe.
Bloody hell! Everyone's saying it. Everyone's saying he needs to go to 175. Personally, for me, I do think there are fights out there 168. So there's Benavidez after. There's Jamal Charlo. There is Demetrius Andrade. There's other guys that have come. Maybe even a Eubank Jr. Maybe even Eubank Jr. We'll see.
Yeah. Can I ask you a quick question as well?
Of course you can.
What do you think about AJ Fury?
Oh, the AJ Fury stuff. Can I be honest with you? Yeah. I thought they were going to announce it last night. I thought after the fight, they were going to announce it. And I was getting excited, waiting, nothing.
But
nothing. Eddie Hearn said one more week.
You know when Eddie Hearn was in the ring? He said there'll be an announcement this week. But he said
you know what the problem is, Jake?
And there's not been any announcement.
Jake, he's been saying it for 2 months.
Yeah,
he's been lying to us for 2 months, Jake. And absolutely nothing's going on. So I don't believe him. I don't believe him at all. No. How old are you, Jake?
Have a guess.
16.
15.
You're 15. How long have you been watching the channel?
Probably the second lockdown.
Bloody hell, Jake. I feel bad because I swear so much on the channel. Jake, honestly, appreciate it.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Top man, Jakey boy. Top man and dude. Enjoy your night. Enjoy. Make sure you stay behind the scenes watching, yeah?
I will. Don't worry.
Top man, Jake.
Bye.
Love that. You know what? I love things like that. I can't lie. I absolutely love that. Appreciate 15-year-old kid. 15-year-old kid, eh? Nice. Things like that warm my heart, you know. I don't know. I'm a bit of a big softie. Things like that warm my heart. Off the canvas box and says, yes, Jake. Arturo Lopez says it's good for him. I don't know what Arturo Lopez is saying. As a P says, big up Jake. Big up Jake indeed, man. Big up Jake indeed. That was nice. Honestly, nice. Nice to see. Guys, loads of comments are coming through. Let me put the invite in again. If anyone wants to jump in, like Jakey boy just did, feel free to jump in. Guys, try and have, if you are wanting to jump in, remember, try and have the camera on so we can see you as well. Something a bit different, right? Get you guys in. Sammy Pavey says, seeing stuff like that makes me happy. Good of you to get him on the channel, Eddie. Yeah, got to get him on, man. I enjoy things like that as well. I saw him in the background waiting. I was like, I'm looking forward to getting him on, honestly. I said, let's read a couple of your comments. Let's go through a few. Anthony Vander, what's he, Sam? Super chats from Anthony says, Canelo is Thanos. He's getting more powerful. Okoli needs to go down to light heavy and face him. He's taking out all the Brits. He is taking out all the Brits. And the funny thing is, he's taking all the Brits out pretty easily. That's the funny thing for me. It's not tough work either at the moment. Billy Joe Saunders did do a couple of good things yesterday, but like I've said, guys, I hate to repeat myself, but I did, watching it back again, I did think that Canelo didn't get out. Maybe just crept into second gear. Maybe. That's what I think. That's what I think. Where's my boy, Base the Kid? Base, I want you on. Get on, brother. You see the link. What's this one? Marcus Lazama says Billy Joe Saunders did take that shot like a champ. I was rooting for Canelo though. You know what it is? Billy Joe Saunders again is getting a lot of stick because of what happened, because of his actions in America. He is getting a lot of stick. What Space the Kid is saying, Super Chat says, give me my credit for telling you about StreamYard. Base, it actually was you and G-Man. In fact, I think it might have been G-Man Boxing first that told me about StreamYard. So I'll give G-Man 70%. I'll give you the 30. Talking about G-Man, G-Man is in the building, people. Let's get him on. There he is.
Yo, what's up, man?
And he's got the
Be safe.
Yeah.
Have to have that on, man. Just missed me Echo Falls. Need my Echo Falls. I'm good to go.
All you need is a bit of wine, and you are fucking TM Booth to a T. G-Man, I know you must have stayed up and watched the fight. Talk to me, brother. Sum it all up for us, G-Man.
What a fight. I mean, it was fun to watch. I was surprised how well Billy Joe did. I knew he had the style to kind of trouble Canelo, but
yeah,
damn, like I was watching, I was thinking, could he actually do this if he doesn't fade it?
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, when I saw that shot land, I was thinking, okay, he's hurt. The eye doesn't look bad. But when they stopped it, I was like, holy shit! Like, what? How bad is it? Because it didn't look like. I've seen bad eyes. Like, remember Lebedev Jones when that thing was swelled like a balloon.
God.
I've seen bad eyes.
He had a second face.
Yeah, you look at the Elephant Man, and you've seen like Dubois where the eye was shut. And I was thinking, it looks obviously not right, but it doesn't look that bad. And then you're hearing that one punch, it's like shattered bones in it. Yeah. I think that Billy Joe, he didn't do himself any favors with all the talking, mentioning Dubois. And I think that, like, when you do that, and then, it happens to you, like, some people are cynical, and the first thing they'll say is, like, well, you said it, so, you got to take it now. You can give it, you got to receive it. I think that Billy Joe is past his best, though. I think that 100%. This isn't the Billy Joe who fought Lemieux. This is a Billy Joe who's had a bit of inactivity. He's fighting at the wrong weight. Like, at super middleweight, he just doesn't. This is a man, right, who said with Dominic Ingle, I could do 154 a couple of years ago.
There you
go. So you go, he's in around that region. He's not 168. Canelo is legit at that weight. I think
Canelo almost looked like a mini bodybuilder.
Yeah, like the guy is like a little pit bull.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best way to describe him. He's like a fucking little pit bull.
That's exactly what he is. And every time, and like Billy Joe, the shots he was hitting Canelo with, they weren't affecting him.
Mate,
but
nothing.
The shots Billy was getting hit with, the body shots, every time he was hit with a good body shot, he winced and his legs just stopped. So it's gone.
Yeah, and this is the thing, G-Man. Like when I was scoring the fight, I was giving Billy Joe the rounds, but it's almost like Canelo let him have the rounds. And when Canelo won the rounds, they were dominant rounds.
Yeah, like the rounds you give to Billy Joe, you could say like they were close. Billy Joe just nicked it. If you gave Canelo a round, it was because he was dogging Billy Joe in them rounds. Like the second round, he hurt Billy Joe to the head and body.
Yeah.
The 8th round was his best round. Like he smashed Billy Joe's like eye up in that. I think that 168.
How scary was it when he smashed Billy Joe and then he started putting his arms up? Like, come on. That was frightening.
I was loving the fans' reaction. I was loving hearing the cheers. I was like, I was just loving the reaction. It's not fake.
And well done as well to the zone, by the way. How crisp and clear was that feed? That 8K, it was probably 16K. It looked that good.
I was doing the stream before here, and I was saying to everyone, I was like, that was the best quality the zone have done yet. It's like
100%.
They know now. They know they had like the 2 years with Eddie Hearn just to get like acclimatized. Now they're going legit. Because that was amazing. The camera work, even though the commentary was better, everything about it was just, that was like their coming out party.
That was 73,000. Like just Canelo doing that to another Brit. It was almost, for them, it was like tick, tick, boom. And the funny thing is, Eddie Hearn tried to act like he was upset after. He's laughing and happy inside, the little fucker.
He was thinking,
he's like, come on. He's happy.
He's thinking like, I got Canelo, I'm happy.
He's got Canelo, he's got AJ. He's running to the bank. He's literally running to the bank. One guy is doing 80,000, 90,000 over here. One guy's doing 74,000 in America. I mean, what more can you want? That's crazy when you think about it.
I was saying, like, what I think Canelo might do next, right? They're trying to get Caleb Plant in, which, look, I think he beat Caleb Plant. I never really rated him. I think Caleb Plant,
he will body Caleb Plant. Body him.
But what I think they might be planning is to get Canelo undisputed at 168, and imagine the trilogy fight with Triple G for all the marbles at 168.
The scary thing for me, and I love that, but the time that comes round, you're talking next year, May or maybe December. I mean, GGG's looking old now. Another year onto that old body. And although GGG looks like he might be taking a couple little bits, you know, he looked very different against Zaramata. His body looked as good as mine against Zaramata.
It's like he rolled back the clock in that fight.
He rolled back the clock. He looked a lot different. Oh, I see Base is in the building. We got Off the Canvas Boxing in the building as well. Quick one before you go, G-Man. What next for Billy Joe? Retirement, or does he come back for a Eubank Jr., a Demetrius Andrade, Callum Smith?
See, here's the thing. How do you top that? If you're Billy Joe, how do you go from... You fought at leisure centres 5 years ago. You fought in front of 70,000 fans. Are you going to go back to the O2 and fight Eubank Jr. for his probably opinion of beating him once? I don't need to do it again.
Yeah. No, this is the problem. And I think mentally it's difficult, right? How do you go from fighting for, we're hearing $9-10 million to fighting for 1 million? It's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm making 1 million sound like it's a couple of quid and a packet of crisp. It's not. But mentally, all of us, think about everyone that's got a job here, go to do one job and then go and get a tenth of that job.
Remember, Billy Joe's a fighter who rises to the occasion. There's no bigger occasion than that. Will he ever rise to those levels again if you're giving him 1 million quid at the O2 or the NBN?
Yeah, it's not the same. G-Man, we got a queue, bruv. We got a queue of people wanting to come on. So I'm gonna have to let you go.
Them on.
Yeah, G-Man. When ain't you doing your live today?
I already done it. So my literally just hopped off here, went on to here.
Yeah, G-Man Boxing, guys, make sure you subscribe to that channel. Great content. And look at the top. Show us the top again. Let me see it.
Be safe.
That is
taking the piss. On the back.
That is taking the bloody piss.
Me and Rob Tebber.
Taking the piss. Peace, G-Man. Peace, my brother. Yeah. All right, let's get Off the Canvas Boxing in. Base, we're coming, brother. I see you, Base. I see Base look screwing his face. We're coming for you, Base. Don't worry, I'm coming. Let's get Off the Canvas Boxing in very quickly. Yes, my brother.
Yes, Off the
Ade, how's it going? Boxing and Ade Oladipo in the house together. Come on. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Bro, I'm so pleasure to be here, man. Like, watching you for a couple of years since I think you were in Africa. I can't remember where you were.
I was.
Were you in Africa with a sombrero hat, fam? Yeah, watching you. Yeah. I don't know what. I don't know what.
Man.
Come on,
I was in either South Africa or Senegal.
You must have been. I think you were doing work for a network or something. I can't remember. But it was a couple of years ago. But been a huge supporter since.
No, honestly, brother, really appreciate that. It means a lot, bruv. It means a lot indeed. What do you think about last night? Talk to me.
The thing is with me, I'm very like pro UK fighters. I'm basically, how do I describe it? I'm basically like the boxer version of like the EDO or something. I'm basically always supporting the UK fighters, and I believe strongly like we should always support like our UK fighters the same way as that a Bulgarian person will support Pulev.
Even if they're a bit of a prick though. I mean, what about the ones that are quite idiotic?
That's the thing. I see it as like us fans and them are like one big family. You know what I mean? There. And if they have to do something crazy for us to like disown them, but ultimately it depends on what they do. Like I wouldn't support a Italian booth or I forgot the other guy's name, the short brother.
Prince
Patel. Yeah, I wouldn't be like fully supportive of those guys. But with regards to like a Billy Joe or something like that, even if I have a slight dislike to them, if they're going into foreign territory and fighting for like marble and stuff like that, I'm always supportive of that. But with regards to Billy Joe Saunders last night, I was very like, I put it this way, I threw something on the floor like out of frustration. I scored it 4-4 overall, 4 rounds 4, because I think what's happened is that for Billy Joe Saunders was doing a lot more busy work, throwing a jab, point scoring, like an amateur point scoring, and Canelo's throwing a lot more effective body shots and power shots. And the quantity of Billy Joe Saunders' shots kind of outweighed of Canelo's one, and I had it at balance. But disappointed. I don't see it as necessarily a quit because, and I see it a bit differently to Daniel Dubois, because Daniel Dubois was mid-round in the 11th round, and he took the knee and decided to no longer continue on fighting. With Billy Joe, it's a bit ambiguous because we're not sure the conversation he had with Mark Tibbs, but ultimately Mark Tibbs threw in the towel. So,
but you know what the thing is about the two. Daniel Dubois had that swollen eye from, I think, round 5. So Daniel Dubois continued to fight with one eye for 4 more rounds. And then the pain got excruciating, and then he went to one knee. Billy Joe Saunders, who was doing all the beat in the chest, I'm gypsy, I'm this, I'm that, I will go out on the stretcher. And then, okay, you know what the thing is? Sometimes your check will get cashed. So, okay, here it is. Let's see you go out on the stretcher you were saying. And by the way, let me be honest with you. I don't advocate it. For me, if your face is fucked up, stop. I don't advocate it. But if you've been talking that talk from behind the scenes and it's now in front of you, let's see. Are you going to go out on the stretcher? You know, like you get those fighters to say, I'm willing to die in the ring. That's bullshit. Let's see it. Let's see it. And Billy Joe Saunders, unfortunately, has been talking the talk for about a year now. And here we go. We have one incident of bad shit happen, and it's like, no, I'm out of here. I don't like it, but that's true.
Do you know what? Are we surprised because he wouldn't take the fight on an 8 weeks notice? So are we not surprised during the fight if he's not 100%, especially with your eyes? If you're not 100%, he will pull out, despite the fact that was the last.
You know, the funny thing is, again, it's more case. I'm not surprised, but it's the talk beforehand. Like you get some fighters that talk the talk. If you're gonna talk the talk, like you get some fighters that are very quiet, don't talk the talk. Fine.
Yeah.
Once you start talking the talk like that, then the people are gonna start saying, "Well, 1 second," and we can then start digging up old tweets. We can start digging up old videos, like we've done with Billy Joe Saunders. It doesn't look good. Very quickly off the canvas boxing. What next for Billy Joe? What next for Canelo?
Okay, so with Billy Joe, quickly, for me, he should take a simple warm-up fight, win, not a huge drop off, but somebody within 10th to 15th within
in a body organization,
and then fight. Maybe fight the likes of a Callum Smith or somebody like that. Or even a Caleb Plant, if Caleb Plant loses to Canelo Alvarez. And then for Canelo Alvarez, for me, it's pretty standard. He should, of course, fight for undisputed with Caleb Plant. And if he can't get that, I would prefer him to drop down to 160 and fight Andrade, because I think that with Billy Joe Saunders has shown that a southpaw with slick movement and skill can cause a bit of grievances to Canelo Alvarez during the ring. But with Andrade,
you say that. First of all, I'm with kind of what Canelo said about Andrade. I don't think there's nothing in Canelo's back catalogue that tells me he deserves that fight, and I hate doing that because it shouldn't be a case of deserving. And I also saw Liam Williams. I know it was towards the end of the fight, caused Demetrius Andrade some problems. I think I need to see Demetrius Andrade go in against someone else before Canelo, because if Liam Williams can cause you problems, I mean, Canelo will run through you. That's my opinion. Okay? Run through you. So I need to see Andrade do something. Andrade should fight Charlo. Andrade fight Charlo, then the winner then deserves Canelo.
Or even Eubank. Eubank should fight Andrade, since he. I'm disappointed in Eubank.
Eubank should stop talking. Eubank should stop talking and do something. You can't fight Marcus Morrison and have problems and then start chatting shit about Billy Joe. I'm sorry, it can't happen. He fought Marcus Morrison and he backed off in the second round and then got hurt a couple of times. You can't do that and then start calling that Canelo. Eubank should fight Andrade because both of them talk a lot and haven't fought anyone. Bro, we gotta go because there's a couple of people waiting. We've got Africa waiting. We've got Base the Kid waiting. Is this your channel, Off the Canvas Boxing?
Off the Canvas Boxing YouTube channel. Took the time off because of Ramadan, but we'll be back on straight afterwards. Big up, man. More content to follow, man. But
brother, I will definitely follow. We'll get you on. Guys, go and check out Off the Canvas Boxing, doing his thing. I love it with these new channels coming out. Well done. Get going. Big up, brother. Big up. I'm looking forward to talk to this man. This man here has been talking a lot of smack all the time. Let's see what this man's gonna say. It's the one and only Base the Kid in the building, people. I feel like I need one of them little fucking clappers for you, Base. One of them little clappers.
Have one. Huh? You should have one for me. You should have one.
Well, should have one for you. Base, talk to me, brother. What did you make? What did you score the fight at the time? You scored it 6-2, right?
No, I scored it 6-2 earlier on today because unfortunately last night I was out. I came home. I was watching the Takayama Soto fight, and one moment I was watching that, and then the next minute it was the 4th round of Saunders and Canelo. So somewhere in there I blacked out and fell asleep. So I was on your stream and I was on Undefeated stream, but yeah, so I couldn't really get involved too tough until I watched it back. But towards the end, you know, we kind of knew what was going on. I saw how it was shifting, and I was like, yeah, this is becoming uncomfortable, and it's about to get even worse.
Yeah, that was it, right? For me, I'm with you now. Like when I was watching it first time round and you're commentating, and sometimes it's difficult, you're getting emotionally involved. When I watched it the second time round, I'm just seeing, and I said this, and I hate to repeat myself, but I'm seeing Canelo in gear 1, and I'm thinking Billy Joe Saunders is already on gear 4 or 5 here. He's having to work for this, and I'm thinking Canelo's it's going to get to him. He's going to get to him very, very soon, and in the end, he did get to him. What about all this talk base? I know you're brutal and honest with your chat. The quit, give me your breakdown, your version of everything.
Well, look, Billy Joe's got a kind of a get out clause because he's not the one that officially said to the ref, I can't do it, or I drop down, I'll take the 10 count. It was Mark Tibbs. So Mark Tibbs has kind of protected him in that sense, but we saw from his body language that he wasn't upset. He didn't beg him to don't stop it. He looked quite content to just deal with whatever was happening at the time and said, okay, you know what? He stopped it. There's nothing I can do about it. Hey, sail off into the sunset. When Joshua got stopped by the ref in the corner, he at least looked like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I'm still here. Like, let's kind of go, until he realized there's nothing he can do. Like, he just looked kind of content. In terms of, as you said about Dubois, I mean, yeah, Dubois took the knee and everything, and he had to take his licks. But you know what? I rate someone like a Hara Davis. I'm not prepared to die in there. Like I was hurting. Like let me live the fight another day. I'll go on and I'll do better next time. That's how you should be. You want to start talking shit? This is what happens.
I'm with you. No, 100%. I'm with you like that. Like this isn't like no one cares for these boxers after, right? When the money runs out and they can't speak and they've got fractured sockets and they're all fucked up, no one cares. But for me, my thing is to talk beforehand. It's that talk that you talk beforehand about I'm never going to quit and I'm never going to do this. And then when it's your turn and you do, then obviously people are going to give you stick. It's just going to happen.
I mean, it's more than stick. To be honest, he deserves everything he's getting right now. I don't want to hear about, he's got triple fractures in his eyes. No, we don't care, because you're the one that told us that you can battle through anything. So now you've got to battle through it, or you've got to just accept that, you know, you're done. You're done at it. It's that simple.
Do you think he's done at here, Base?
Yeah, he ain't coming back. What's he gonna come back for? Like he's not gonna get a championship again at 168. He probably can't even make 160 comfortably anymore because of the up and down, not living the life stuff. He's got enough money. What's he coming back for? Live out retirement. Say to yourself, you know what? The only person that beat me was the best in the world, and live your life off of that from now on.
You know, it's a good shout, right? You got beat by the pound for pound #1. You made your money. What a massive occasion. That's it. Done. It's not going to get any better than that, because I don't think Billy Joe Saunders is to come back and beat any of the top guys. So it's not going to get any better than that. You got beat by Canelo. No shame. And not only that, but most people had it close. I know you said 60, but most people had it close going into that round number 9. So he's probably going to say, you know what? Most people had it 5-3, 4-4, whatever it is. I was doing my best and then I got caught. Go away now. Leave it as that. What about Canelo, Base? Just before you go, brother, talk to me. What about him?
Well, I mean, realistically, I want the plant thing to happen, but PBC are on big bullshit all the time, so I don't know if that's going to come off next. Unless I think the only way they're going to allow him to fight Plant is if he ties himself into like a 2 or a 3 fight deal to then have to fight other PBC fighters afterwards. If he can't get that fight next, then I say go up to 175 and fight Bivol, or ask Bivol to come down to 168 and do that one, because that's a good fight for both of them. There's even you could do it at 168 but put the 175 belt on the line as well, like some other people have done. There, you know, those little catch weights.
Yeah, just make it 169.
Well, no, because if you do that, you can't have the 168s on the line. So Bivol, because it gives Bivol the chance to be a two division champion as well. He says
the thing is about Bivol ain't big. Watching that Craig Richards fight, Bivol was a small 175er.
He's fleshy. Like you can see, he could lose extra weight. Like I'm not saying that he's not in good shape, but you can tell he's fleshy at 175. So he might be able to go down to 168. So that way you put the 175 title on the line and all the 168 titles on the line. It could be a big event. That's what I would do if you can't get Plant.
Do you not look at, just before you go, do you not look at a CHARLO, Benavidez, any of those guys? Andrade?
Charlo's still 160. But at the end of the day, again, CHARLO and Benavidez, PBC. So unless he signs that big PBC deal, he's not going to fight those guys. And those guys, apart from Benavidez will fight him 100%. But they're going to use his name for clout because they're not going to cross over to the zone or anywhere else. He has to go there, and then he has to sign the multiple fight deal, which I don't think he wants to do anymore. That's his whole point. I'm a free agent. I'll go where I want to go, where the best money is. I don't want you to tell me I've got to stay here now. I've got to fight this person. I will choose who I want to fight because I've earned that right, and I don't blame him. Mate, and the zone's probably going to treat him the best out of everyone. So,
mate, he's earned the right. I mean, watching that show yesterday, this man can literally click his fingers and do whatever he wants right now. Literally, there's not a fighter on this planet as like since Floyd. There hasn't been a fighter this powerful since Floyd in terms of can do what he wants right now. So it's going to be scary. Base, brother, you know I love you and appreciate you all the time.
They almost weren't going to come on. You can't have so many heavy hitters on your first time. Like, how are you going to top this next week?
I don't know, bruv, you know.
All right, we'll talk anyway. Make sure you turn up to Monday Night Smoke tomorrow.
You know, come on, you know I'm there. I'm there with the boys. You know I'm there with the boys.
Right.
Appreciate it as always, Base. Yes, brother. Base, the kid in the building. Let's welcome in this man next. I'm you know, the funny thing is about this guy that's been waiting to come on, yeah. As people have been talking, he's either been agreeing with them, not agreeing with them. I'm very intrigued to see what my man Africa's gonna say. Let's welcome him into the stream. Yes, my brother.
Hi, good evening, man. Can you hear me?
How are you? I can hear you perfectly
good,
fine. How's things?
I'm good. How's everyone? How are the views? How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Talk to me about the fight yesterday. Let's go.
See, the problem is, I didn't understand where all this talk came about Billy Joe Saunders being a problem for Canelo. This whole talk about being slick, being a sticker mover. This is all true. The problem is, you're talking about a guy who last time at 160, there was some problems with him and Andrade. Really weird with some nasal spray.
Yep.
And afterwards, he jumped up to 168. He didn't do anything there. He fought a guy, I forgot his name, I think Usufi. For the
Shefa Usufi. Yep.
Exactly. So, and all of a sudden, he's not active. Canelo is doing 3 times a year, 4 times a year schedules now. He's a pound for pound number 1. But there is something about Billy Joe Saunders that should have caused him problems. I didn't get that. And during the fight, a lot of people are saying he gave him fits. I didn't see that.
Nor did I.
No, I didn't see it. I saw 2 rounds that I thought were clear for Billy Joe. And it was based on activity. It was based on his placement of punches was better. He let his hands go. He was combining the shots. That was good. But there was never any point in the match that you were like, oh, the tide is turning. No, the momentum in rounds winning was turning in the favor of Billy Joe. But it wasn't like Canelo was gassing or he was hurt.
Agreed.
And that's the only problem I had with yesterday. I think the judges' scorecards were not as bad as I was expecting. I think it was a 5-3-ish, 6-2-ish kind of fight at that point. And like I said, the first round was a toss-up. Someone else said that also. But one thing I really disagree with, sir, and this is the first time I've seen your channel. I was just browsing the YouTube, so I'm sorry.
Oh, this is the first time, yeah? Okay, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So I just clicked. I didn't really look at. I subscribed and everything. But one thing I noticed a lot of people saying, yeah, he didn't choose to quit. He didn't do this. He did. And if people don't believe that, this is not a debate. Go watch Mark Tibbs, his interview with Radio Rahim.
That's what I saw. And he paused. He takes a pause for about, it's about 5 seconds. He takes a pause when Radio asked him about what happened in the corner. And you could see then. And he almost didn't even want to continue the conversation with Radio Rahim.
He was almost like he was, man, it was like he was caught in a crime. And he was like, shit, I've been talking too much. Why did I not, use my Fifth Amendment at the beginning? He was like, fuck, I shouldn't have done this interview, because Rahim was putting him in a position that he would had to say something about, okay, what happened? So either he would have lied. And the problem is Billy Joe made a mistake. He didn't stay in the ring, because you're talking about, and you're asking the people, rightfully so, about what should Billy Joe do? He should have stayed in the ring first of all and say, hey, listen, this and that happened. My coach took me out. You know, that's the tactical way to do that. What did he do? He left. You can't tell me if a guy, like, look at what Wilder did. You can say a lot about Wilder, but I believe Wilder wants to die in the ring. I believe that. And the thing with Billy Joe is Billy Joe talked a lot of smack about a lot of people. He's a bully. And like Kovalev, this bully got bullied. He got bullied, and his soul got taken today by Canelo yesterday. You know, I saw it at night at 4 or 5 a.m. And the thing is, like, you know.
Do you think that's the last of Billy Joe Saunders?
I think he can do some matches. In Britain, there's a lot of matches for him. There's a Eubank rematch because Eubank is not as great as he thinks he is.
No, he's not. It's clearly not.
Yeah, I think if he fights Saunders, that's a tough fight for him. I think Saunders, the thing with Saunders is the Lemieux fight gave him a bit too much, people gave him too much credit for. There was a very good fight, but Lemieux was always short, like his arms are short. He swings full power, and the only time he really fights well is, like, for instance, against shorter fighters like the dog guy at 160 who also fought Golovkin.
William Monroe.
No, the other guy, the puncher, the power puncher. I forgot his name. Curtis Stevens.
Okay, the chin checker, Curtis Stevens.
Yeah, and what did they do? They were just boxing in a phone booth. So that's Lemieux's part. But one thing I did not like also yesterday, I thought Saunders did some weird stuff. Like when he got hit with the uppercut, he started to reach in, not with a straight jab like Golovkin jabs. No, he started to some sort of a hook, and the hook missed, and he dropped down. And him and Fury always do that. You know, they drop down after they miss. But the thing is, people take up on that. You know, like Wilder did in the first fight. He saw Fury dropping, and he saw Saunders drop. And also, one question to you and the viewers: what's the role of Fury in all of this? Because I was kind of disappointed. He was really rallying behind Saunders and Gypsy and Magic and stuff. But when Saunders got his ass beat, there was no Fury to see.
Fury vanished like a thief in the night. Like, I've never seen someone disappear so quickly.
And he's a big guy.
Was there.
He can't disappear like that.
This is a guy nearly 7 foot, and he was wearing like a bright shirt,
pink jacket,
pink shoes. He was gone. Africa, quickly, what next do you think for Canelo? Because a lot of people have been talking about this 175 and potential fights against guys at 160, guys at 168. Look, we know it's going to be Caleb Plant, but in terms of a guy that you potentially think can beat him, because I don't think a lot of people think Caleb can.
Well, the interesting thing about the road of Canelo at this moment is that we all are trying to get him in with some weird fights like 175, Beterbiev or Bivol. So we're going to the top. Like, for instance, at a certain point, we said about Mayweather, he needs to fight Golovkin at 160.
Yes.
Why? Because we gave him sort of like assignments. Yeah. I think at 168 and below that, if he can make 160, I don't see anyone causing. I don't see Jamal Charlo. I don't see anyone doing anything.
Agreed.
The only thing I see is a guy who can match him in punching, like sharp punches, and who has good fundamentals, and who keeps him busy. You need to keep Canelo busy. You need to keep him thinking. And one thing I have to say as my last comment, I apologize to Golovkin because I was disappointed in him in his fights with, especially the first fight. I was like, man, I was expecting more. I was expecting more better. But at this moment, we have to conclude that Golovkin gave him the toughest.
At this moment, Golovkin's stock has almost gone up more.
Exactly.
It's actually all gone up. Like, I think Golovkin maybe won the first fight. The second fight, maybe not so.
True.
But it shows how hard and how good Golovkin was, considering what he's been doing to other fighters now, Canelo. Golovkin was absolutely excellent.
Yeah, we need to know some new history about Golovkin. I think he did well. And like I said, I think, Beterbiev, Benavides, all these guys are interesting fights, but he's the money man. And I respect him for making a certain choice. He's not making the easiest fight. He's not making the most hardest fights, but he's the money man. He's the A side. So, and it was a fun evening, man. So Billy Joe did well.
How just before you go, Africa, and look, thank you. First time coming through. Really appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
What did you make of the whole event? It looked amazing, didn't it?
It was nicely produced. I'm not gonna lie.
Really well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of worrisome about the things I've got a bit. How do you say that? I'm sorry, English is not my first language, as you may notice. What's it called? I got spoiled by UFC cards. You know, I was like, 4 title fights, this and that. And I looked at the undercard. I was like, Then I watched. There was some decent fights at the fight before that. With
Soto and Takayama.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good fight. I honestly, at that moment, I agreed with the stoppage, but a lot of people were angry. But I think it was well produced, and I think if they continue to do this and they continue to give us good fights, don't give us Yildirim, don't give us this stuff. Give us certain people like Saunders, Caleb Plant, Charlo, people who can show us some rounds and give us the idea of, you know what, there is a possibility that something can happen. And then Canelo stops them or outboxes them, and then we go home and we go to sleep.
Indeed. Africa, honestly, brother, really appreciate you coming through. First time. We here every single Sunday. We do this every single Sunday. This is the first time that I'm doing this where I'm speaking to people. Normally, I just talk to myself. This is the first time. Honestly, first time we're getting guys on.
It's good.
I think it's nice. I think it's really good. Yeah, it's nice to hear people's
like
opinion.
Me who really are looking for people who like boxing. So, great show.
Welcome to the community,
I wish the viewers the best. I wish you the best, and maybe until next time.
Until next time, next Sunday. Don't forget, next Sunday, all the time. Cheers, my brother. Thank you. Guys, there you go. I'm really enjoying this. Honestly, I can't lie to you guys. Really enjoy this. Let me quickly read through a couple of the comments that are coming in. GGG versus Canelo 3 would be a decent fight also. At this stage, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure at all. I mean, GGG against GGG is fighting people like Zara Mata. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect, but I'm not quite sure how good GGG is. And we saw what Derevanchenko did to him as well. Derevanchenko nearly stopped GGG. So, yeah, let's not forget that. Look at that. Smash the like button, peeps. Guys, please smash that like button. It'll be really good. Arturo Lopez, awesome stream. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to put the link here again. We're going to do let's do another 20 minutes. If anyone wants to join, more than happy to let anyone in and join. But the only thing I will say is turn your camera on if you want to join. I'll put the link here now. We'll get a few more of you on. What we got here? What's this one? Lucky Me says Canelo is just in a league of his own at this point. Yeah, agreed. I agree with that as well. I think at this point, there's too many factors that make that statement true. It's not just that he's a good boxer. We know that, a great boxer. He's now an all-time great for me as well, by the way. It's not just that. It's the fact that he's used to fighting at these big events. No one talks about how difficult it is to fight, and all the media, like a Canelo event is unlike anything. And I think no one's used to that, right? No one. So it's always going to be difficult. Always going to be difficult. A few more of you guys are coming on the stream. We're going to get you all on a minute. Don't forget to smash the like button, people. All right, let's get Matt on. Yes, Matt, my brother, how's things?
Oh, good, thank you. Yourself?
Not bad, my man. Can't complain. Not bad at all. Talk to me, Matt. What'd you make of it?
It was, you know what? Great fight, great event. And I think that Eddie Hearn's doing some great work. And I think we all commend him. I think Billy Joe, unfortunately, look, I cheer for any Brit, but just watching boxing in general, I think Billy Joe has done himself a disservice. He shouldn't have been talking about, Daniel Dubois and stuff like that before the fight, because now it's come to bite him in his ass. And I think that
big time as well. Big time. It's a big bite, that is.
Exactly. And also think that, it could happen to Fury as well. Fury's been saying he's gonna, he'd quit if AJ's still around in round 3. It's like, look,
why do this? Why do the talk? Leave it.
Exactly, leave it out. And I think that, talking's done in the ring and that's it. And that's why I like these guys to do what they've got to do in the ring, shake hands after. But he should have stayed in the ring after. I think he sort of let his coach and everyone else do the talking front. He should have stayed there and said, look, well done to Canelo, big respect. I'll give him all the jip, all the talk, and then that's it. That's what I love about boxers. But this didn't happen. And
it was almost the embarrassment for him, I felt. I was almost like, again, an unbeaten fighter, you've been talking the talk. It was almost like, this is all too much for me. That's what it felt like. It almost felt like he almost became overcome with emotion. I just need to get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that he's obviously he's proud. And I just think that, and again, Tyson went missing as well.
Tyson vanished.
Exactly. And I just don't understand why. Like, it's now these guys are, it's a real shame. But look, the main thing I like is Eddie's done, always delivers for his fighters. He's delivered another big fight for Billy Joe Saunders as well. He had his chance there. But I believe he will get Canelo his fight with PBC, and I believe that the first fight will be with PBC.
Possibly, right? I mean, and look, Eddie right now is ticking all the boxes as well. What did you make of Billy Joe Saunders' performance before the stoppage or the corner stoppage?
Do you know what? I liked him when he was touching him to the body. I liked his jab, but the problem is if you saw when he leant back after when Billy Joe Saunders was countering, when he was clipping Canelo, it was more like a glance. And I was like, what's going on here? And he wouldn't commit himself fully to it. And I thought, the reason why you're committing yourself because you felt his power already.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, okay. So for me, it was really, you know, I only had him winning one round, really. It was a bit touch and go. You could two possibly, but that's just because of his activity, his punches, his volume, nothing else. But Canelo, to me, he was just taking the mick. He's almost turned into a Golovkin type fighter when Golovkin was at his power, where he just walking people down.
Good shout. Good shout. It's very reminiscent of when Golovkin was putting the likes of Matty Macklin away and all like those kind of guys. Like, you're not going to hurt me. This is just a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny. But when he fought, you know, the bigger guys in Smith, he was being like a Mayweather, trying to like, you know, do the shoulder roll, stay away from him. But then as soon as he goes, right, you got no power. That's it. I'm coming for you. You know, there's not, you know, I don't know where he's going to go from here. I think literally he has to do undisputed. That's going to have to happen no matter what. But Caleb Plant can be a problem with PBC, and it's not with PBC in general because Eddie has done a lot of work with them. So this nonsense about Eddie can't do this. They've done a lot of work with him. So you know, look, it was a great night in boxing. I loved it.
If I'm a Caleb Plant or a Jamal Charlo or any of those guys over at PBC, and I'm there because a lot of them were ringside, I am on the phone to Al Heyman and PBC and I'm like, let me fight on the zone, please, because that looked just. If I'm a fighter, that's what I want to be involved with. Exactly. I want that, all of that, the whole thing, not just the 72,000, but the build up, everything. I want all of that, the promotion before the fight, everything.
Yeah, but I think that's what Eddie does, and that's what Eddie's done with Anthony Joshua. And even Canelo said, look, he was admiring Anthony Joshua. He had admired the shows that he put on. And that's the thing. Eddie really does look after his fight, and he does build him up in the correct way. And the blueprint has been seen from, whether it be from Carl Froch moving on to Kell Brook, he's just consistently gotten better. So yes, Eddie, people can talk and say, oh, he's got the silver spoon, all this stuff, but he's had to work harder than anybody else, and he's delivering.
Mate, he's now gone past his dad.
Yes,
like he's now gone past Barry by far. Like, I remember Barry. Matt, me and you are probably old enough to remember those shows, right? I mean, Barry Hearn shows weren't the greatest. He's gone way past him. I mean, to do that in America, to do it over here is one thing. To do it in America, that's a whole different ballgame.
And I think at the start, you know, people don't like change. You know, they like to have the same thing. And no disrespect to Sky, no disrespect to anybody else, but Eddie has gone, right, I'm going to do the best of my fighters. If they can get paid more money and they can get seen around the world, because this is not about America and England, it's about being seen in Spain, Africa, wherever, and they're getting all that exposure, so they can get more coverage for sponsorship. Brilliant, more for them. They're prize fighters in the day, and Eddie's doing the right thing. Now, when the Americans are saying, "Oh, look, we love paying £80, we love paying, you know, $120," I'm like, $120, and we're paying 20 quid. But then DAZN come with, you know, $199 introductory fee. It's probably going to go up to, let's say, £10 or £15 a month. The Netflix of the sport. Then they're going to probably go into the Formula One area and the football, which they have rights in other places. And that's it. It's going to be game over. So, you know, look, I just love what they're doing. I love his production in America. Hats off to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn deserves a lot of praise, and I don't think he gets enough.
It's a lot of stick. He seems to get more praise from American fight fans than us Brits. We give him so much stick and jib. I don't know if it's a joke or if we're serious in the hate for him, but even when I talk politely about him here, people are like, oh, stop kissing his ass. I'm like, man's doing good. I like the shows. What can I tell you? I grew up on Frank Warren shows. They weren't great. I like these shows.
Yeah, and again, it's no disrespect to Frank Warren or any of them. They're just not with the times. Eddie, the best one I love about Eddie, this is one thing I love about Eddie. Eddie knows on his shows, he knows every fighter which is taking place, he knows every belt they've won, he knows all their past history. This guy's like an encyclopedia. I'm like, I'll be reading off notes. This guy is just on it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's it. You ask Eddie anything, he's on it. And that's beautiful. That's a man who loves his job. That's a man who is just fully embraced in it. He's not going, oh, yeah, well, who's on the card and who's this and who's that. And that's why I take full hats off to people like Dana White as well. They know, but Eddie's just on a different level. He really is, and he engages. If you hate him, he doesn't care. He'll give you time. And it, you know, there's other channels, boxing channels out there who constantly slag him off, but he still gives them time. And I'm thinking, wow, why are you doing that? He's like, well, why not?
Honestly, he's different level.
He's honestly, Fury. You give him an interview. He's like,
yeah, I saw that. And Tyson Fury, this is him every day of the week, right? And he got him on. Matt, my brother, much appreciated. First time. What do you think about this, Matt? You like this new
setup is brilliant, you know, because
Thank you,
connects us. Obviously, I've got you on LinkedIn as well, but it's connected. This is a great format. And look, I've been watching for a long time, and I like the show. And I think that this is great because one, we can get to interact with you, get your thoughts, and obviously get to see other people around the world is doing it. So I think,
nice, isn't it?
Look, you're doing a great thing, and keep it up.
Cheers, Matt. Much appreciated, brother. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. Top man.
Cheers.
All right, this man's been waiting for a long time. Let's get him on. Arturo is in the building. Yes, my brother.
How you doing, mate?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm in your side.
Not bad. Can't complain. Wait, is that an American accent I'm hearing?
I am.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I live here in the UK though, so I had to stay up way too long to watch this fight. But yeah.
What did you make of it,
mate? Canelo is crazy good. Like crazy good. For me, he's a combination. I don't know if Tito Trinidad and Mayweather.
Ooh,
he's a combination of that.
Easy, Arturo.
Mate, the way he's ducking punches, parrying punches, like today. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but when he was throwing the jabs or you know, just any kind of punch, I don't know what people didn't see this. He just parries them. Like,
he parries them. He does. He
parries
the punches so well. Agreed.
And his head movement is crazy good. The Jacobs fight. I don't know if you saw the Jacobs fight. He just his head movement is crazy good, right? And then he has that power, that Tito Trinidad power. I don't know if he has it on both hands, but he definitely has it on the right hand. Like those body shots, they will kill you. Kill you. The guy is crazy good. Like, I don't see anybody.
I honestly, and look, I like to really get excited about Canelo as well, because I just think I'm watching a boxer, and look, we all watch a lot of boxing, and I'm watching a boxer that I think is complete. Like, I don't see anything that's wrong. Like, I don't see any weakness. Some people say he's not that fast. Well, okay, put him in with a fast boxer. I don't see anything that's wrong. Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to be the boxer yesterday, and there were stages out there where he's outboxing Billy. And I'm like, well, he can do everything.
It's not about that. It's up here, man. His IQ, his boxing IQ is crazy. He baits people. Believe it or not, he just baits people. Not one round, but 2 rounds ahead. You get what I'm saying? They get comfortable. Like, Billy was getting comfortable. 5th, 6th, 7th. He was getting a little bit comfortable.
Yep.
But Canelo never, at least in my eyes, maybe I'm, biased or something, but like in my eyes, he never felt like, oh yeah, you can take the round, it's okay, but he was chipping away the body, and then every time he would miss, ducks, boom, uppercut. He was waiting.
It's actually
for that.
incredible.
He was waiting for that, I mean, it's
what next then? What next? Because realistically,
that's $1 million question. I mean, to be honest, Triple G sounds all right for the 3rd fight trilogy, because I had Triple G winning the 1st fight.
Yeah.
2nd fight, Canelo.
Yeah, same here. I'm happy with that.
And then the 3rd fight, everybody knew Triple G won it. Most people. You know what I mean? I want to see that 3rd fight, even though Triple G's past his prime. I mean, he's not the same. He's definitely not the same. The Charlo fight. He's the one. He's the one though that you think could dent Canelo. Oh, you actually feel that he's got the power to dent him, whereas others are just like, it's almost like just no power, and Canelo doesn't respect their power. Like he laughed off Billy Joe's punches. Yeah, he was walking through Billy Joe's punches. Like, okay, what, that little jab is just like a little scratch. Yeah, that little jab's gonna stop me. What's that gonna do? Like, no chance. Talking of which, Canelo gave an interview in the Mexican station, right, with Julio Cesar Chavez and whatnot, senior. And he's like, yeah, that jab was hitting me, but it's like, you know, those mosquitoes pecking you.
Oh, no way. Did he really say that?
Yes.
See,
It's fetish.
That's amazing. And by the way, I love the way he now, it's like Billy Joe made him so angry, he started speaking English all of a sudden.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's good to see Canelo speak English. I mean, he shouldn't have to, right? But I love it.
That's the thing about British fighters. No offense. But there's a lot of talking, man, especially against the Mexicans, right? I mean, Prince, I remember watching the fight, Prince Nassim, right? Just talking, and Barrera destroyed him. Like, Barrera just, okay, yeah, come over here. Let me beat your ass, and then you can go bye-bye. But
what do Arturo, what do Americans, obviously I know you're based here now, but you know your stuff. What do they think about British boxing right now?
It's a joke, except for Fury. Fury's the real deal. Joshua's good too. Like, but the pure boxer, the guy that you can see is Fury. That guy, his footwork is like a light heavyweight, you know, like he just knows how to box, he knows how to move, he's patient, and he has balls, right?
Yeah.
Like walking down Wilder is no joke. A lot of people say it, but this man actually walked, you know, he's like, okay. Yeah. He said it. A lot of people say a lot of things, but like Tyson would say, you know, everybody has a game plan until you get it. But he actually followed through, you know, and that's the whole thing. Like, it made me, you know, Fury, I really, really like Fury. Joshua's all right, to be honest. It'll be a great match, I'll tell you that.
It would be.
But once you go to middleweights or whatever, British boxing is not that great. I mean, you got to go through the Cubans.
What about Josh Taylor? See Christopher Klaus, Josh Taylor fighting Ramirez.
No, Taylor's all right. Yeah, he's legit. He's legit, actually. He's actually legit.
I do wonder about the trainers over here as well now. There are some good ones, but I mean, we're getting embarrassed on the world stage now. I think it's fair to say a lot of the fighters that we send over are getting embarrassed.
They are. I mean, like, and it's not faulting your own or anything. It's just they see fighters like McGregor or whatever, right? They talk a lot of smack, or Fury talking a lot of smack, but not backing it up. That's a different thing. When Triple G called out Canelo, "Oh, you're not fighting Mexican style," Canelo said, "Okay, on the second fight, we're fighting Mexican style. What's a Mexican style? You stand there and you bang in the middle of the ring, blows, 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 and that's it. That's a Mexican style boxing. You go to Puerto Rican style boxing, it's a little more finesse, right? And then you have some crazy motherfucker like Pacquiao that just runs through everybody, right? Like on his prime." But
it is crazy. Arturo, quickly, just before you go, what next for Billy Joe Saunders? Do you think that is it for him?
He should call it. He should call it. Why? I mean, you had your chance. There's no way you're going to go back. You know, like, who are you going to fight, really? Where's your stock at? I mean, unless you actually have that hunger and want to start over and then try to move up, and hopefully Canelo moves up to 175, then you have a chance. But I think Billy Joe should go back to 160. He looked a lot better, a lot leaner, a lot faster, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then you got Charlo, and Charlo is no joke, man.
Yeah, Charlo's no joke. You're right. Not just that, there's loads of others at 160 as well. Arturo, you know, there's a queue of people waiting to get in. But Arturo, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming on, my man. Honestly, thank you. Great to hear from an American standpoint as well.
I tell you, great show.
Nah, thanks, brother. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Thanks, bro.
All right, take care, man.
Cheers, my man. Guys, I'm really, I can't lie to you. I'm really liking this. Ken, you're coming in, brother. Don't worry. I see you. We're getting you in 2 seconds, Ken. Guys, I'm really liking this. You know, I'm really liking speaking to you guys as opposed to me just speaking to myself. It's really nice. Let's welcome in Ken, who's been waiting for a hot minute. Ken, what's good, brother?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks, you.
No, I can't complain, man. Can't complain at all. Ken, what did you make of it, bro? Talk to me, Ken.
Yeah, I actually think it was a very good fight. It was very competitive throughout, and but I felt like Billy Joe was a bit scared. You know, when he was jabbing, it wasn't jabbing with purpose, basically.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of encouraged Canelo to like calm down, read Billy Joe's move, and he understood Billy Joe was always like ducking to the same position every time. So that's why he was able to like land that uppercut. Which,
I thought that as well. I thought Billy Joe's jab was almost like a jab without anger. That's the only way I can put it. It was almost like a jab just to say, okay, I'm landing the jab. But in terms of a proper jab, there was nothing on it. And Canelo was like, well, if this is going to be the jab, then I'm just going to close the distance on you because this is nothing.
And basically, everything he was doing was very readable to Canelo. He wasn't like really mixing everything up properly. And another thing I wanted to discuss about is Billy Joe's fights in the past that they've always been close. Like, is he Otto? What's his name? Otto, the guy fought in Scotland.
Oh, wow.
Otto, what's his name again? Akovov. I can't pronounce
Akavov. Yes.
Yeah, even John Ryder, Eubank, Andy Lee, those 4 fights could have gone either way. But for some reason, people always think he's been winning the fight easily online. Oh, it's good Eubank. Oh, it's good Andy Lee. Oh, it's good John Ryder. But he never did. They were all close fights that could have gone either way on a different show or, depending on the judges, really. So I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about that in particular. And also, IFL narrative since yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like they're number one, but I feel like they've been trying to interview their friends, to push one particular narrative, which is not fair.
Go on, what's the narrative?
For example, when, like, about him quitting. I don't think he quits for me personally, because if your eye is broken, your orbital bone is broken, there's nothing you could do really.
But and I know you're going to say this now, Ken, there is a difference between the Daniel Dubois quit narrative and the Billy Joe Saunders quit narrative.
That's
There's a big difference.
Yeah. That's what they be pushing, which is kind of like, I'll be watching everything. I'm like, what's going on here? Because when Triple D did his own, it was all like, oh, he quit. He could have continued. It was actually leading on the card, blah, blah, blah. With Billy Joe, I felt like he probably could have gone for one more round, for example. Yeah. Then if he got dropped, people would support him more. Like, people would like, like British people always be like, if you
British love the people to go out on their shield.
Yeah.
There's this thing about Brits where it's almost like you need to die in the ring.
Yeah. If he got in the 9th round and it was dropped or something like that happened, they would even like be backing him more now compared to like when he just withdrew, and it was obvious he never wanted to continue. It was very obvious, like even in the corner you could tell, and even with his coach when he was talking in the interviews with
Mark Tibbs.
And behind the gloves one was very telling. Like it was obvious he never wanted to continue, which was sad because of obviously he's been saying in the past. But I guess you need to like live to fight another day, basically.
Yeah, look, I'm not with the, go out on your shield talk. I think it's too dangerous. This is a dangerous sport. But again, if you've been talking that talk,
definitely,
and Billy Joe Saunders has been talking that talk, then unfortunately, sometimes you got to live up to it. You got to live up to that stuff. Ken, just before you go, very quickly, Billy Joe Saunders, you think he retires?
I don't think so. I think obviously with what we're hearing with the injury, it will probably take him about 8-9 months. Hopefully, it does not get too fat by that time anyway. So we all know I rose anyway. So if by 9-8 months, and I feel like maybe hopefully the eyes is properly, I think he could have one or two more fights. Then that'll be. I don't think he's gonna fight another 2 years top.
Yeah,
I'll say after the injury, like 1 or 2 more fights, just to be like, I'm not living on a loss.
No, honestly, I think that as well. I think it could be like a Prince Nassim Hammer thing where he got beat by Barrera. He had one more. He won it. It was awful, but he won it, and that was it for him.
Yeah, because I don't feel like the eye would hold up anymore like it broke. Any little shot there now it's gonna be like, it's gonna start having like flashback and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see anyway. But I don't think it'll be lasting any long. Yeah, for sure.
We'll see. Ken, brother, thank you. Honestly, this is fun.
Niger brother.
Thank you, my Niger. Omar Nigerian.
Yeah.
Okay, Nigerian brother. Well done, Ken. Thank you, brother.
No worries. Take care.
Take care. Yep.
All right.
Peace. I got my young hitter coming up next. Got the young hitter, this young kid that knows a lot of stuff. Let's welcome him in. Let's welcome in Samuel, the young hitter to the party.
Yes.
What's good, my brother? What is good?
How's the sound on your side? Just want to check.
Turn your sound up a little bit. It sounds a bit faint. I can't lie to you.
Hold on.
Let me see. Where are you? Like in Moscow or something? Man got a full hat on. Man's got a big jacket.
Nah, it's a do-rag, man. Last time you saw me, I had the afro, and I got the do-rag.
You got the do-rag, yeah. He's doing this American thing. Samuel, come on. You watched the fight. I know you watched it. Talk to me. What do you think?
I've got so much to talk, you know. I don't know how I can spell them, but I thought it was a good performance from Canelo. I was really impressed. I was impressed, but at the same time, when I was looking at it, because Canelo's so good now, every time I watch him, I'm trying to be critical. I'm trying to break down and say, right, who can beat him, how they're going to beat him.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out to me in a lot of Canelo fights in this fight is he doesn't like to punch consistently for the full 3 minutes. Everything else is good. Punch quality is good. Where he places it good. Defense is good. But he doesn't like to punch. He likes to take rest. He likes to just stay and look at you. And there were times where Billy was just throwing more punches.
Yeah.
And he looked a little bit uncomfortable. Not like mad tired, but like he wants to be at his pace. So I think if someone's going to beat them, people are saying, "No, flip box is going to beat me." I think somebody who can punch for the full 3 minutes and is big at the weight. I'm thinking of Benavidez probably.
Like scary output.
Scary output. Might not even too much power,
but output.
Output.
Yeah.
Straight output.
Just output.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking the whole time. But yeah, he was good. He was good. He did work. He surprised me to stop. The way it stopped surprised me. It was kind of weird at the time. I was a bit confused.
Strange, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I didn't really. I saw the uppercut, but I didn't really see what happened in terms of a fracture, or whatever. But I was like, okay, Billy Joe Saunders is in trouble next round. And again, because of the talk, I thought, okay, Billy Joe Saunders is going to come out and they're going to give it one more round. That's what I thought. And this is not me digging Billy Joe too much, but I thought, okay, they're going to give him another round at least. So I can't lie to you. I was super shocked when that fight got pulled. See,
I saw your night. I was going to see your night because your commentary is the best, and I like what yours.
But my mouth was like that. I couldn't believe it, bruv.
I was shocked. Like, and let's be honest, everybody in the chat, including you, Ade, nobody predicted the fight to end on the stool.
No.
People say Canelo on points, maybe late stoppage. But when they say stoppage, they could be meant a few punches, maybe a knockdown, count him out.
Yeah.
But nobody predicted that. And for me, I'm gonna go with he quit. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm thinking about him as a character and him as what he's been saying. That was the last thing I thought. Whether Tid stopped it or he stopped it.
Interesting.
His facial expression and the way he talks and the way he was even like that fight. He said him and Free was saying we'd rather die 5 minutes after than lose to Canelo. And maybe it's all promotion. People will say it's promotion. You're taking it too serious. But for me, it's like as a character, the way you portray yourself, you don't believe in yourself as much as you say you do. That's what I took anyway. Whether it's crazy thinking or not, the way he talks, he hasn't got that inner confidence that he really true. Because when it got down to it,
what do they say? They say the loudest people. There's a phrase about the loudest people, something along those lines, right? I can't know what the phrase is. So I'm with you, by the way, that in terms of how the fight would have ended, that would have been my last option. Like my last option would have been like, oh, Billy Joe quits on the stool. No chance. No way. Not Billy Joe. That's never going to happen, right? You'd have to kill him. Like that would have been my thing. But it's different, right? I mean, when that pain hits, it's different. And again, the reason I'm not going too soft on Billy Joe is because what he said about Daniel Dubois. He was talking about Daniel Dubois, and I'm sorry, you've got to get yours. You can't talk about Daniel Dubois like that. And now everyone try and be nice to Billy Joe, saying, yeah, but he might have lost his eye. And no, you can't. You got to have that same energy.
It's crazy.
You got to have that same energy, man.
But when you step up to the highest level, you've got to be. There's a certain type of mentality you've got to have. You've got to. As I say, when you're earning so much money, how are you really willing to die in the ring? You get what I'm saying? Are you there?
Yeah.
You get it?
No, you're not. Everyone talks that talk when you're earning £5,000. When you're about to earn 10 million, you're like, one second. Like, really? It's not worth it, right? It's just honestly, it's not worth it. By the way, how good did that card look yesterday, though, the whole show? Not forget the card in terms of the fights. I mean, just like the stadium, the arena, it just looked sick.
The production was amazing.
The production was sick.
it felt like old times for once. I felt that I haven't felt that old time spirit in so long. It's always been like, you know, Eddie's backyard, you know, a few guys. That one felt like, boy, it's back. We're back. It felt good, man.
It felt good indeed. So in terms of Canelo and all-time great now? Bruv, he's running through Brits like he's running through a hot knife through butter. We sent over, imagine this, we sent over 2 unbeaten Brits. 2. We sent over a 6'4" unbeaten Brit, didn't win a round. We sent over an unbeaten Southpaw, skilled, got stopped in the corner. Man's taking
I'm gonna say all time, you know. I don't know why I think I was chatting to my brothers as well, saying like sometimes we're too strict to say when someone's an all time. Even football. I was talking about, I don't want to change the subject, but I was talking about certain players and saying, when do they become an all-time player? Do they have to retire, leave the Prem, Aguero, Kane, or are they an all-time player for their team? And boxing, same thing. I feel like we wait until years and years, 20 years and go, yeah, he's an all-timer, he's got that resume. But really and truly, Canelo's fighting like, listen, when you look at his resume, he's doing all right, you know, he's doing his thing, and he's active. He's active.
This is the thing, he's active, and I agree with you as well. We nowadays, it's almost like someone's got to fight 1,000 times to be even considered an all-time great. Like you look at that resume now, and I'm sorry, it's active. It's scary. That's his 3rd fight in 5 months. 3rd fight in 5 months. Even that doesn't make sense.
It's mad because it's not like he's making little money. He's making big money again. It's back-to-back big money, but still in the gym.
Still wants to fight. Still wants to fight. I've never seen this guy with I don't even know if he drinks. I've never seen him with a drink. I don't even know if he drinks. Honestly, it's a madness. I'm asking everyone, Samuel, but go on.
Go on.
Go on. The floor's yours, brother. Go on. The floor's yours.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna say, because who do you think can beat him?
Canelo.
Who's the best chance for you?
Varda. Varda's the only thing.
That's such an added answer, you know.
Varda's the only thing beating Canelo. Now, honestly, bro, I watch him, and like you, because he's so good now, I'm looking at mistakes as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me see what he does. I would rather, of all the guys in and around 160, 168, I'd rather see Jamal Charlo fight him. Sorry, Jamal Charlo fight him. That's the fight I'd rather see, but ain't going to happen. So for me, I'd rather see Benavidez have a go, because Benavidez is big and Benavidez can throw hands. And I think you need to dent him. The idea of trying to outbox him ain't going to happen. Someone needs to dent him and hit him hard. And I don't know. I think Benavidez can hit hard. That's it. Caleb Plant hasn't got a chance.
No. That's another. I don't know. You know, I thought Billy Joe was like, you know what? It's not another payday. The guy's gonna try. But nowadays, I'm questioning how much these guys are gonna. You know,
fact. You know, how much is it real? Yeah. How much do you really think they can win, or is it just money? How much do they really think they can win? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna ask you just before. I was like, do you think that's it for Billy Joe in terms of his own career? Do you think he fights again?
I don't like to say I don't want them to fight, because I feel like they've got so much to offer and there's so much fun fights, you know, in terms of, you know, Eubank. I think there's a lot of fights you can win, you know. I think it's like, you know, sometimes when you go to the highest level, they always say, you know, bye-bye. But I'd like to see him fight again, you know. I'd like to see him fight again, you know. I don't know where his confidence is at. I think he needs to be out for a while. And I'm worried that when he goes out, he's going to start ballooning up and lose interest, you know. And I think the people are going to go hard on him, you know, because of the way he talks and the way the fight ended. So it's all about his mentality. I think he'd want to at least one more or two, maybe a big British fight before he goes. But then again, money talks and the mind goes. So
it's weird with Brits to the point, like, I always feel like when a Brit loses, that's it. For the world scene, it's strange. It's almost like they just vanish off the world scene. Like, you know, you just lost to Canelo pound for pound. Nothing wrong with that. You can come again. It's almost like they just vanish very, very quickly. I'm going to name you some names, and you tell me who out of these guys you think can cause problems. Do you think Andrade can cause them any problems?
I think he can, but Andrade, his last performance was a bit suspect to me.
It's a bit suspect, bruv. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a bit suspect to me. I think he can cause problems. I can see the style causing problems, but I think he will gas. I think he will gas. And I feel like there's holes there that I think Canelo will be able to exploit.
Yeah, if Liam Williams can get through to him and hurt him a couple of times, Canelo will hurt that kid.
That's what I'm thinking.
What about GGG trilogy?
I'd like to see that as more of a fun fight. I don't know. What is he doing?
I don't know. You know, the problem is with him as well. I think right now is there's a dispute with the zone, just because obviously he's guaranteed a certain amount of money per fight, but he's clearly not bringing in that kind of money in anymore. He's just not that guy, is he, anymore? So I think there's an issue there.
I think he's too content of just sitting and chilling and fighting. Nobody's really. I don't know what Triple G do. You need to have like one of them fights to see where he's at properly. Wake up fight. Because I thought he lost a Demachenko fight. I was not impressed. I was not impressed. I thought he lost.
He nearly got stopped by Derevchenko, I thought.
Yeah, he got overwhelmed, hurt to the body, but maybe that was an off night. But I'd like to see it as a fan. I still watch it. I'm talking all this talk, but I still watch it. So.
Yeah, and finally, Charlo. What about Charlo?
Yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, I think
it's a good fight, isn't it? Charlo coming off the Derevchenko win as well.
I think Charlo is good. He just keeps fighting. His own position doesn't. But I think he's actually a good fighter. I think he's one of them fighters where you're going to see the best of him in a Canelo or GGG. I just feel like the kind of style. I think you've got a good.
I would just love the build up. I'd love the build up to it. Yeah, you know, them brothers took some smack, and I'd love the build up for it. There could be a race war in America. I'll tell you now with that one. That one would not go down nicely. You know it. Sam, what's good, bro? Sam, when you starting your boxing channel, what's good? What's wrong with you?
You know it is.
What? Well, let me hear the excuses. It's a year later now. Let me hear the excuses. Go on.
I need to get started. I need to wake up and get started.
You do need to get started.
It's like I'm putting that because you know, with boxing channel, it's the last resort. Not the last resort, but it's like I've got so much happening, but I need to start waking up and just doing it.
Okay.
You get it? Because I look at it. You always mention it in your videos that you keep shouting out guys, and I'm seeing guys progress. But it's one of the ones where I need to just start and do it. You get it? I want to do the thing that you do. I want to do get the chair, get everything patterned.
Look at it.
I want to get that.
Tell the truth. What do you think about this little mic and everything? Be honest.
When it first came, I was like, it's not needed, man. I like the old daddy. He's coming out. He's moving away from the old daddy. But I was like, I like the old daddy.
It works for this, though, innit? It works for this.
It works for this. It works for this.
It works for this. I think it works for this. 100%.
It was when I couldn't see your full face at one point. I felt like you was being overwhelmed.
I was like this. I was like that.
Yeah. But you're going the right way, bro. The channel's doing that. It's like, trust me. I thought this channel for some people, even for me, it's like it's a breath of fresh air. Just for boxing.
I appreciate, bro.
It's a common thing where it's like when we watch boxing, we need Ade as well. You're part of the whole thing. It's like we need YouTube on, and then you get the TV on, and you get the food, and you go, we're good. That's my Saturday, and you get it. So
come on.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Brother, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Young killer right there. Needs to start his thing. Talking the talk, man's not walking the walk. Man is not walking the walk. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks, brother. Peace.
Take care, bro.
Yes, you too. Guys, hey, this has been this has been fun, right? I've enjoyed all of this. Let me quickly read. Let's quickly read what we got here. There are far too many boxing channels and most of them are rubbish. Hopefully, I'm not one of those. Hopefully not. You know what it is, though? I think eventually channels will get better. I think a lot of boxing channels are new as well. I think give them time, they will get a lot better. So Arturo Lopez saying, Ada, you've been pimping, bro, working and looking sleek and smooth. All you need is a cigar. I tell you, all I need is a cigar. You know what? I haven't got a cigar, but this little slide dog thing there is pretty good. Let's have last one for the last 10 minutes of the show. So, guys, this is going to be the new thing then. So we're going to keep it at StreamYard. I think everyone's happy with this. We'll keep it at StreamYard. Get you guys involved. It's been fun, man. I've really, really enjoyed it. This is a good question. Let me see if I can get it up on the main bit. 1 second. There you go. Stanley Reddin here. Super Chat says, Ade, you got any idea why Galahad Dickens wasn't on that card? No idea. There's a lot of talk about it being on that card as well. I have no idea what's going on. I think it has something to do with what's going on with Matchroom and Sky right now, if I'm honest with you. But there was a lot of talk about Galahad Dickens being on that card. No idea why it's not on that card. Strange indeed. Super chat here from my man Ring Raps. Boxing Holy Trinity. Eddie, Saul, Eddie Reynoso, is Saul and Eddie. Good luck tomorrow, people. Good luck tomorrow, he says to me. Good luck tomorrow means obviously I'm seeing the studio tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it's a good one, man. Anthony Vander says smashed it. Been really good one this evening. It has been. Guys, I'm gonna, what's the time? 21:44. Let's go to 10 o'clock. Again, I'm going to put the invite in. If anyone wants to jump in the live, you got to have a camera on though, people. If you've got a camera on, more than happy to get you in and have a little chat. I've put the link in there now. What's Scott Arbuckle saying? Ade, do you think MTK take over the Matchroom contract on Sky? No. Sky just won't do that. Just because of the drama with MTK, they won't do that at all. G-Man Boxing says you have to love being able to show the comments. I love being able to show the comments. I can't lie. It's so much better than me just reading them out. Andrew Spence. Andrew Spence is my producer at Talk Sport People. So really enjoyed this setup. It's good, right? I am proud of the setup. I can't lie to you people. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. All right, guys, we're going to do it for another 10 minutes. I am doing Boxing Social podcast tomorrow, so I got to go to bed and sleep. We got a few people behind the scenes that want to come on. We are going to try and get them on. I can see Muzzy Moyo. Muzzy, I can see you. You better put some clothes on. You better put a top on, Muzzy. Go and put a top on. I ain't letting you come on this channel with your bare chest like that. I see you with your bare chest. Put some bloody clothes on. Mr. AMG Ben says, Addy, any live fan meetups in London? We are trying to sort out Box Park, Wembley. Obviously, when shit opens again. Once shit opens again, we'll get it all done. We'll get it all done. Laughing my ass off. Ade is trolling. I'm not even lying to you, Thomas. Muzzy Moyo had no top on. We're gonna get him on now. I think he's got a top on now. Is he clothed? Let me see. Before they see. Are you clothed? He's clothed. I think he's got a vest on there. He's got a vest. Let's get Muzzy into the stream. Muzzy, what's good, brother? Tell the viewers, Muzzy, you had no clothes on. Tell them.
I've been in bed all day, Ade. I've been in bed all day. It's mad. Like, after the boxing, I think it was about 5. Yeah. I was on boxing videos till about 4 p.m. And then I just knocked out. Yeah.
You're crazy. Mad. You're crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Muzzy, what did you think of everything? What did you think of the fights?
Production was wild. I went to Spence Garcia, AT&T. Yesterday just felt different from me. It felt levels above it.
Yeah.
You know, that's different. But anyway, with the fight, I think Billy Joe wasn't in it like that.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I felt like
Canelo would let him have some moments because Canelo would be like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm getting you to the body. I'm just gonna let you outwork yourself.
Yes,
because I know I'm knocking you with body shots. It's wild. Canelo's just a different beast.
Yeah, right now he's actually a scary individual right now. Honestly, right now he looks frightening, and I think Billy Joe found that out very quickly. Like I said, look, I've said it a lot, so I do apologize, guys, for repeating myself. But I did say like he looked like he was on gear 1 or gear 2.
Yeah.
Canelo looked like he had about 4 or 5 more gears to go if needed.
The worst part was, the scariest bit was when you waved the crowd on, like, yeah, come on.
Oh my God. That, if I'm Billy Joe, I'm shitting myself right there. When he started waving the crowd on, I was like, Jesus.
That's when, like, he went back to the corner and he was just stood there. I'm pretty sure Billy Joe in his corner looked and thought, oh, shit, he's not sitting down. Nah, lad, let's just call it. Let's just call it.
Because honestly, it was very, very crazy. It was a crazy performance, crazy event. Quickly, Muzzy, on Billy Joe and the quitting on the stall, all that kind of stuff. What's your take on it all?
You quit. You quit. You quit. Because end of the day, he knew he was done.
Yeah.
Body language, he was done. Every time he walked back to the corner, he was a beaten man. He was done. It was done.
It was. What about Canelo then?
Well, Caleb Blanc get that fight, get undisputed, maybe GGG free just for the money, but I don't think.
You know the crazy thing is, he's talking about fighting Caleb Plant in September, and he almost thinks he's going to run through Caleb Plant because he said he wants another fight in December. So he wants a fight in September, December. He wants 5 fights in a year. He's already had 3. That's madness. Who's his doctor? Who the fuck's his doctor? This guy, I'm sorry, is good, but there's something going on. There's something going on. 5 fights in a year.
That's juicy beef, isn't
it? Honestly, he's got the best beef in the world.
You like that juicy beef. But yeah, I think he's not going to fight Benavidez anytime soon. For some reason, I just don't see that fight happening. I don't think he wants it. I don't think he wants it. And obviously, he doesn't want the Charlos, but that's different. I just think the rest of the lads need to fight each other before they claim, oh yeah, we want to fight.
No, that's it for me as well, Muzzy. Just before you go, I agree. For me, it's a case of you have to now warrant the Canelo fight. Like Andrade was talking yesterday. I'm thinking you can't fight Liam Williams then think you're going to get Canelo fight. You have to do something now. Andrade should fight Charlo. The winner fights Canelo. It makes more sense. You can't just want to fight Canelo from doing nothing. It doesn't make sense. But then again, some people might say, what did Billy Joe Saunders do?
Well, Billy Joe, he had the fight already before the pandemic. So
yeah,
but it's, at the same time, a lot of people are going to say, oh, inactivity. But whose fault is that? He could have been taking fights just to keep going, just keep himself fit and in fight, whatever. But he just chose not to fight. Everyone has been fighting. He wasn't fighting for 2 years. That's his own problem. I don't think it's a case of inactivity. Nah, Canelo's just a different breed. And right now, Canelo thinks he can beat everyone. And rightly so, he can beat everyone. That's why he wants to fight Caleb Blunt, fight in December. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, honestly, it's a crazy thing. Muzzy, go back to bed. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Honestly, Muzzy, I thank you so much, though. Honestly, I see you every time we do a stream. I always read out your stuff. It was good to get you on this time. What do you think about this? Like the video like this, rather than just it works, right?
I feel like you're in your element now. That like you're proper chatting to us. I think it's dope. I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it as well. Muzzy, honestly, next week, bro, we'll chat again.
All right, lads, in a bit.
Appreciate it, brother. All right, let's quickly go through a couple of people. I'll see who we got here. We got Omar Gosh. Is that my son? Oh, is it? Wait, is that your name, Omar Gosh, or is it Oh My Gosh?
My name is Omar, but I just little play with it, call it Omar Gosh.
I knew there was something going on. I knew there was something going on with the play. Omar, what's good, my brother? Thank you so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Talk to me, Omar. Everyone has got their own opinions of Canelo, the Billy Joe Saunders stoppage, the fight, the event. What's your talk? What's your thoughts?
Off the jump, I'm not going to lie. Whilst watching the fight, I kind of got caught up in, Billy Joe Saunders is actually having some success here. Like, my guy is actually beginning to get into his groove.
Yeah.
It was like he was beginning to flow. I was thinking, is he actually going to pull it off? But knowing Canelo and what he's done in the past, just staying patient with it, and then ultimately believing that he had the power to be able to stop him, it was almost as though he didn't even care. He wasn't fazed by that at all. He knew that this wasn't going to go the distance.
Yeah. No, I thought that as well. Like, again, watching it, I was actually giving Billy Joe rounds, but watching it back the second time, I was like, not that he's playing with Billy Joe, but it's almost like this ain't powerful. This isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. When I want to go through the gears, we'll go through the gears and I'm going to get rid of you. That's what I thought watching it. Like, Billy Joe done well, but I almost felt like Canelo could have really put his foot on the gas whenever he wanted to.
No, 100%. It almost felt like a mirror image, just a slightly longer version of the Amir Khan fight. In that Amir Khan was having that early success. He was doing it with the speed, the combinations, etc. But it was just a case of Canelo just finding his timing. And then when he eventually did it, he knew it was going to be lights out. And that's ultimately what happened.
It's crazy how one punch just done that. Like, I know Billy Joe kind of is going into the punch and Canelo's going up. So it's like a double force. But that literally one punch done everything. Brutal.
No, that was crazy. And you could see him, like, literally, he was pouring away at it. As soon as that punch landed for the rest of the round, he put his guard up. Billy Joe Saunders don't often put his hands up like that.
Started holding, wanted to hold.
Doing everything that he could to try and make it out of the round. And you could just tell when he was slumped in the corner and they were trying to get a response from him to see if he wanted to continue. He didn't want to continue. Like, he wanted out. And to be honest with you, if that was any other boxer, I would have no issues with that. But considering his history and what he said in the past and the stick that he's given Daniel Dubois, like, you've got to back up what it is that you're saying.
This is it, right? Because anyone else, because we've seen it before with other fighters, that happens, fine, no problem. when it's like that, it's you. It's going to be difficult to come back from it. He's going to like look. Billy Joe Saunders has almost got the "I don't give a fuck" attitude anyway. I actually don't think he's going to care what people say, but it's going to be difficult mentally to come back from that, I think.
Yeah, no, it is. And to be honest with you, considering the money that he's made, but I think I don't know if you saw him, but going to the ambulance and stuff, like he was breaking down in tears. I feel like it kind of dawned on him that he may have embarrassed himself to a certain degree. Like I feel as though he doesn't want to leave it.
I didn't even see that. So he was crying on the way to the ambulance. He
was crying, like they were trying to get the cameras away from him so that they didn't catch it on camera. But I think it was his father's shoulder that he was crying on. He had the towel over his head covering his face and that, just before he was about to go into the ambulance to probably get treatment on his eye. But I kind of sense that he doesn't want that to be the last thing that people remember from his career.
Damn.
So
honestly, didn't even see that. And it's weird because it reminds me, when you say that now, it reminds me a bit of Adrian Broner when he lost to Maidana. And Adrian Broner crying as he left the ring. And Adrian Broner had that kind of same attitude, like that arrogance. And it's weird, like, you know, it's almost like it's for show. It's not real. It reminds me a bit of that. Omar, very quickly, we've been asking everyone, you've been listening in. Canelo, who can beat him 160, 168?
What is there left for him? What is there left for him to do? Like, let's be honest. There's a Charlo fight, there's a Benavides fight, and then there's Caleb Plant. After that, he's literally just going to be like Kamaru Usman in the UFC. He's going to be running laps on these guys. What's he going to do? Come around and beat them for a second time? Is that what he's got to do? Like his legacy secured, man. He's the pound for pound king. His like his CV just is any and everyone he's beat them. Like, other than Mayweather, any and everyone he's beat them. Yes, some controversial ones along the way, but ultimately, considering what he's given us as fans, yes, there might be a bit of doping involved in that. But to be honest with you, the way that I see it after the video that you've done in the past, like everyone's juicing.
Everyone's on something, man. It's just who's got the best doctor. They're all on some form of something, I'll tell you now. So look, I mean, even Billy Joe, who was fighting yesterday, had the issues when he was going to fight Andrade with the nasal spray. So they're all on something. Omar, bruv, really appreciate you coming on, man. Really appreciate it. I've been saying this to everyone. I love this. I love that I can actually speak to you guys now.
No, for real. Like when you put the link up, I was literally just in the middle of something. I was like, wait, I could just jump on it that easily. Let me just do this real quick. Let me see my chances. So, no, I appreciate it for real, man.
Honestly, appreciate it as well, Omar. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you, yeah?
All right, then. Bless.
Peace. Shit, I just locked off Omar. I think Omar was just about to say something there. And I was rude enough to just lock it. Omar, apologies. I can still see you in the back, Omar. Apologies. I know you're going to say a couple more words. And I've done that. Peace, Omar. Peace indeed. All right, let's get Jack on. Jack, what's good, my brother? I know you've been waiting patiently, Jack. I do apologize.
Don't worry about it, mate. Is volume all right?
Volume's good, man. Volume very, very good.
Good.
Jack, what did you make of it all, man?
It's the same thing with Wilder Fury at this point for me. Everyone was like, oh, Wilder's trash after Fury beat him. But why is Fury so good for beating him? Everyone's saying that about Billy Joe Saunders now. He's trash. He's not that good. He talked his way into a fight. I still rate him. I think he still handles people at middleweight. Super middleweight is a push too far. It's not his natural division. He said himself he could make light middleweight, so super middleweight was just a push too far. Middleweight Eubank rematch is always there. That was a good fun fight first time. That was fun. Golovkin,
no, I agree.
I'd stay away from Golovkin. He'd shatter that eye socket again. I'd stay away.
You know, I'm with you because I think like he's such a good fighter still, Billy Joe, that there's still something there. I think there's still a fighter there, but now mentally, my fear for him is coming back from that defeat. You know, it's like when an unbeaten fighter loses, especially when they don't. Look at Deontay Wilder. Like Deontay Wilder never thought he could lose, and look, Deontay Wilder vanished for like a year. So it's mentally, it's the case of how he comes back from it. I think if he can come back for it, well, then I think Billy Joe has still got it. I really do. I think I saw enough in that fight against the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now to show he's got it. But I'm with you, 160. He hasn't got the power enough for 168 for me.
No, I think Benavides, would stop Billy Joe. I think Charlo, if he moved up to 168, something similar perhaps. But it's 160. I think he could still do something. Murata, I think he'd probably beat. Eubank, hard rematch, but I think he'd beat. Again, I'd stay away from Golovkin because I think Golovkin's not Triple G. He might just be a G at this point, but he's not Triple G. But I think a good few stiff jabs at him would bust that eye socket up once again. So
agreed. By the way, agreed. Billy Joe, And the thing about Billy Joe for me as well is that he doesn't look like he's got the gas tank for the full 12 rounds at a crazy pace. So it'll look really good for the first 6 or 7. When he starts to slow down and can't do that nice movement he does when he goes out of the pocket, if Golovkin catches him up, then he's in big trouble. Do you think anyone can beat Canelo at 160 or 168 right now?
No. Benavidez, I think if he fights him now, I think because Benavidez is quite young, he's not as good as he'll be. So I think he has a chance to beat him then. I think that should be a total Mexican war. Charlo, if he moves up, I don't think he will move up. I think he's just talking on Instagram. That's what he's doing. Andrade, I think, could be the exact same as the Billy Joe Saunders fight. I think he'll stop him late. I don't think his gas tank's too good. And then only thing personally I think could beat him, I would say, is it won't ever happen. He's probably Beterbiev. And I think before they fight, it will force him to come down to super middle. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, right now we are looking at light heavies. It's almost a case of, and that's crazy,
is scary
right?
when you think about it.
Yeah,
it's scary.
This is the guy that was at 154 pounds 5 years ago, and we're talking about light heavies beating him. That's how crazy it is. Jack, just before you go, Jack, yeah, exactly. Yeah, start this great welterweight. Jack, just before you go, how good did yesterday look? By the way, like the whole thing.
Considering I'm a big boxing and UFC fan. UFC's drawn me in with like the Usman card recently.
Yeah.
I think boxing's has got a different space for me, but it was fantastic. 70,000 people, like the atmosphere there must have been incredible and massive. It's good to see it back. Hopefully AJ Fury's slightly like that when it does happen.
Fingers crossed, man. Honestly, Jack, much appreciated, my man. Really, thank you.
No worries.
I know you was waiting behind the scenes for a long time, so really appreciate coming on, Jack.
No worries.
Top man, brother. Are you subscribed to the channel, Jack?
No, I don't subscribe to any YouTube channels. I just glide through mostly.
Right, hit that fucking subscribe button right now. Top man, Jack. Cheers, bro. All right, let's welcome in Amoto, who's been at the back for ages. He's in now. What's good, my man? What's good? I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Oh, come on, Amoto. I know you've been at the back for ages waiting. Come in again. Wait, let me remove you and come in again. Let me see if Amoto's sound is going to improve. Let me see if I can get him on again. I know he's been at the back waiting for a long time. Amoto, go on. Talk. Let me see if we can hear you. Now I can hear you a bit better. Yes.
Yeah. So how's everything?
Not bad, Amoto. Not bad at all, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What do you make of it? Talk to me. Talk to me about the fights.
Yeah, the whole card was good, but like I already knew that was going to happen if he gets like. That's how I saw the fight going. People always like, what they call it? Shit, I'm struggling with my words.
You know what it is? You know what it is, yeah? It's nervous because you're talking to Ade. I get it. I understand. Don't worry. Take your time.
They use the wrong game plan for Canelo. If you get, people are always trying to say he struggles against movers.
Amoto, you are breaking up.
Like Floyd.
Amoto, 1 second. I'm going to try and come back to you because you're breaking up badly. Hold on 2 seconds. We're going to try and come back to you. 2 seconds. I hate doing that. I had to lock off Amoto there. I'm going to try and get him back, but it was difficult to hear him, and it was starting to cut up a bit. And I know what everyone's like. We will try and get him. We will try and get him back in a minute. 2 seconds. Let me quickly see a couple of the comments before we try and get Amoto back. What's this one? Eubank couldn't beat him with his dad helping him in the ring. That fight ain't gonna happen, by the way. 2 secs. What's this from Ghetto Genius? Ade has got techie on us. You know, sometimes Ghetto, you have to just step up levels a bit sometimes, you know. I can't lie, yeah. I do prefer all of this stuff. I prefer speaking to you guys like this. And I'm using a camera as well. So that's a digital camera. You know, I normally use my phone. I think it looks a bit sharper, doesn't it? Looks a bit sharper. What's this one from? Daz Wellens. I love your channel, pal. Cheers, Daz. Much appreciated, my man. Much appreciated. What's the deal, Shakut saying? Are people forgetting that Eubank couldn't even finish Marcus Morrison? Very true. We're going to try Amoto again because I'm that kind of guy. I don't want to be rude to him. We're going to try him again. Amoto, let's see if the connection's a bit better this time. Let's go. Let's see, Emoto. Is it any better?
So yeah, you're giving me.
I've given you 4 chances. No, it's a bit bad, Emoto. Emoto, I can't lie. It's really faint. It's bad. It's going in and out.
If it doesn't work, that's it, man. Next time.
Next time. Yeah, Emoto, let's do it. Let's try next time because it is a bit. It's lagging a little bit.
Next time.
Okay, brother. Thank you. Guys, it's been a good one. How long have we been doing? I think we've been going for over a couple of hours. Yeah, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Much appreciated. I think, yeah, we are done. Guys, thank you. I've enjoyed it. This is how we are going to do things going forward on the Sunday sessions. We're going to get you guys involved. For me, that was the key. That's the reason I wanted to do this setup. Not for any of the fancy look or anything like that, but to get you guys involved, to get you guys on, to have conversations with you guys all the time. For me, it's just something I've always wanted to do. So look, guys, thank you very, very much. We are going to do this every single Sunday, no matter what. But yeah, what's he saying here? Andrade got crowned bad. Yeah, he did a bit. But guys, thank you very much. As always, we'll speak during the week. Loads more videos. We are going to go and view the studio tomorrow after work. So I am working tomorrow after work. I'm going to go and view the studio. My Instagram handle. Let me quickly put my Instagram handle so you guys can follow me on Instagram, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So it's ade.oladipo is the Instagram. I'm going to put a few of the stories on my Instagram as to the journey to get to the studio, how we're going to fix the studio up, do it, and it'll be good. It'll be really good. I'm looking forward to the journey of this, where this channel goes. But thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. Enjoy the week. If you have got work tomorrow, no stress. It's only work. Peace and love, people. Peace.